Welcome to Top 4. My name is Peter. I'm an Arsenal fan, England fan. I'm joined by Oscar. Chelsea and England.
Yes, happy days, boys. Happy days. I'm enjoying the Euros, man. The Euros are giving me very, very good entertainment. Belgium versus Finland today. I get to see my boy Eden Hazard. I'm gassed. What are you lot saying?
You're done. No, I'm joined by Robinho, England and Manchester United.
Free my boy Jadon Sancho. This tolerance has no longer been tolerated. I cannot stress this enough. Free him. He needs freed to be on the wing for England, not on the bench. I'm not having it.
We're going to talk about that for real.
And I'm joined by AD, England and Liverpool fan.
And Sierra Leone. First time in AFCON since 1996.
Come on! SL, yeah?
This is it.
Because of you, I saw the TL lighting up.
Big Kai.
I saw so many Sierra Leones that I've never knew existed in my life. You lot were everywhere. Before we kick things off regarding England and all things England, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Billy Gilmore, Mason Mount, and who was the other one? Was it Ben Chilwell? Is that who you lot mentioned?
Yeah.
Well, Billy Gilmore tested positive for coronavirus, so he has been, I take it, axed out of the squad. He's having to self-isolate.
Yeah.
But was also in a little bit of a happy, fun time with the Chelsea boys. Oscar, what's going on?
Well, we don't know that's confirmed to be true. From what we know now, Billy Gilmore is tested positive for COVID-19. For some reason, that means he has to self-isolate for 10 days, as we know is the protocol. But for some reason, they've added on that Ben Chilwell and Mason Mount also have to self-isolate, even though none of the Scottish players are self-isolating, none of the England players that they played against are self-isolating. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure why it's done in that way. I guess maybe they had a drink after the game or something. They must have been in contact for this to happen. But it's crazy.
Yeah, they were in ends. They were home, so they probably just went back to the yard before he travelled back to Glasgow.
I didn't really hope that's what happened, because why else would they pick those two English players to self-isolate? Boss like Endo said, self-isolate for what? They're all coming home tomorrow. The Scottish players. CFC Huncho says, Mount out. It's coming home, lads.
It's coming home. But yeah, I mean, look, it was bound to happen, wasn't it? To get cases of this magnitude, and I'm sure there'll be more to come. Who was it that had to pull out just before the tournament started? I remember there was a player, and I can't remember who it was. The Spanish squad, for example, I think half of them had tested positive. Did Cancelo have to leave?
Yeah,
Cancelo had to
play the game for Portugal because of it.
I remember there was a game that Spain had a friendly before the Euros, and I remember that their team were all tested positive or all had self-isolate, so they used the under-23s in the friendly. So, yeah, man, it was always going to be a cluster. And, yeah, lo and behold, it actually was. But, look, you've mentioned it, what's he say, cut the gym session early for this one. England are trash. Let's talk about it. Sam, let's get onto it. England won, Scotland won.
1-1?
Sorry, 0-0. What am I talking about? I watched the game where Saka scored on one end and Tierney scored in the other. So I was like, yeah, come on, the Arsenal. But no, 0-0 is a draw. Both teams firing blanks. And, of course, Scotland, in my opinion, better side and could have nicked something in that game if anybody was going to nick it. Yeah. Gentlemen, what were your thoughts on the England result?
I thought it was really, really bad. Shout out to David. David said howler. Yeah, I thought it was really, really bad. We struggled to. Sorry, AD, I skipped your comment. Man said, "Big up Oscar, big up the panel." What are you lot saying?
Don't know. We got
hashtag David said hashtag Peter out. Let's see who gets cancelled today.
No, because I said 1-0. That's why I said howler.
Boys, are we on our best behaviour today? Yeah, no one's getting cancelled today. Yeah,
I'm always on my best behaviour.
But it's going to be hard for me to stay on my best behavior when talking about England, because let's be honest, this guy Gareth Southgate showed you exactly why people didn't want him going into this tournament, and he's showing you that now. The team he's putting out there is just not capable of creating any sustained pressure or chances. Building out from the back, this team is absolutely diabolical. I saw Stones, Mings, Phillips and Rice create a box in their own half that just meant the ball couldn't get out to any of our attackers in a swift fashion. And yeah, man, it's just uninspiring, man. It's not fun. It's not fun to watch at all. Considering the amount of talent we have in this team, it's jarring, man. It's really, really jarring. What are you lot saying?
So we have a saying at work about leadership. And leadership is two things, really. Leadership is all about, did the leader get the task done? Yes or no? And now there's two things. Did the leadership get a task done for the team or in spite of the team? And in spite of the team means that the team did the job for the leader instead of them doing it themselves. And I only say this, if England win something, it is solely down to the players that they have, because the plethora and talent is being horribly mismanaged by this manager who is defensive minded. He's a defender. He's always going to play cautious and play. And it's unfair. It's almost unfair to give all this talent to a man that doesn't deliver. And I've always been cautious about Southgate. Yes, he had a great 2018, and we can say it was a great summer, so on and so forth. But so far in the Euros, we scored one goal, which was due to a mistake, yes. And we've let Scotland pretty much tactical play us. Scotland, who had a howler in the first game and were just all over the place. So, honestly,
unlucky in the first game.
Like I said, honestly, I want England to do so well. And I just want them to win something for the players, but not for this manager. I don't see it happening.
Yeah. AD, what's your thoughts, man?
I think for me, football's a simple game. You play your best players. And it's as simple as that. You know, you look at the game and we're so bereft and devoid of creativity, of spark, of a flair. And then you say, you know what? Fair enough, we haven't got the players. Then you look to the bench, you see Sancho on there, you see Grealish on there. You think to yourself, holy flipping smokes. What was this guy playing at? And especially, I think we all predicted, you know, Scotland are going to be up for it. This is a game of national pride. Man were coming down 8 a.m. from Glasgow to London. Man, they were on the piss. They were absolutely on the piss, dancing naked on the Bakerloo line. And then so we knew we were going to be up for a fight. We knew we were going to be up against a stubborn team. Why don't we play our best players? But yeah, man. But yeah, we move. I think, you know, we're through. So we'll see what could happen. Hopefully.
And do you know what's even worse? Sorry to interrupt, Adrian. The man said he doesn't play the best players because of inexperience in big tournaments. Hold on, excuse me. Just because you have experience in tournaments does not mean that you're good. Play your best players.
I knew that was going to trigger Robin. I knew that one comment was going to trigger him.
Pete, I'm going to let you give your thoughts, but afterwards, I need to say something about the best players line, because that's crazy. Pete, what did you think?
60 caps.
Look, you know me, man. When I peel off the game, you know, the game was not good. It was a terrible performance, and Scotland, I think, deserved to get 3 points. I think if I was a Scottish fan, I'd be gutted that we didn't actually nick it in the end, because they had the better chances. I think they had more shots on goal, more shots on target, and really they gave a good account of themselves. They were really good on the day. England have 4 points in the first two games of the Euros, and if you said to me, Pete, would you take 4 points? I'd have said yes. I think the question would be, you wished it was the other way around. You wished you got the draw at Croatia and beat Scotland. Okay, fine. So when I look at it from a tournament perspective, because it's not about even necessarily having the best manager. I look at the managers in international football at the moment. Nobody fills me with any, you know, if he becomes available, I want him at my club, for example. Maybe Mancini. That's probably the only one.
Not Mancini, no?
I mean, look, he's won a Premier League title. Maybe he's done his time. He's won Serie A titles. He's probably not even going to be looking at club football after that, because it's a bit of a long haul. But when I look at it around, I don't think you necessarily need to have, you know, the Don as your boss in order to do well with England or to even win with England. And I know a lot of the passion and the tension is obviously because it's against Scotland, and it looked like, you know, here come the football cliches, you know, Scotland wanted it more and they were more passionate and But at the same time, I feel like this is a marathon, not a sprint. I know it's the Euros, so it's quite compact. But I do think that in the long run, Southgate, I still trust him to know what he's doing. At the end of the day, he's got the players who are training with him. We're just going to go with, you know, everyone's in uproar because a Bundesliga player who did very well in his season isn't getting in the team. Well, I'm looking at the team as well, and I'm thinking, before the ball was kicked, I had no complaints, really and truly. At least we had a left back at left back. He solved that problem out. And to be fair, when I look at the next game, guess what? I'm gonna even I said, bust for your hairline. You don't deserve it.
Oh my god.
But personally, the next game I'm not having Shaw at left back, and I'm probably not having Reece James at right. Who was at right back? Was it Reece James?
Yeah.
I'm not having them at right back. So it's one of those. Yeah, I'd switch it up. A minute ago, Calvin Phillips was the best thing since sliced bread, and then everybody said, "How can you play Rice and Phillips? You can't have two of them in there." So horses for courses, and I think Scotland needed to get a result because obviously they lost against Czech Republic, and I did say that Scotland were very unlucky in that Czech Republic game. It was not cut and dry, Czech blitzed them. Tomorrow night, is it England, Czech Republic? Tomorrow night? It's a huge
It's the
game.
same time.
It's the
Same time as
huge
Scotland.
Huge game for who?
For England. It's really, we cannot lose, but I am fearful because Czech Republic are quite good. So, it's a big game tomorrow, and Southgate's got a lot of decisions to make. I trust in his process, if you will, because I think it's just easy to just get on the wagon now. It's the group stage, them ones. And how many times
that famous line.
Every single like group stage, whether it's Euros or World Cup, it's always been flaggy like this. And we're very quick to get on, whether it was Capello, whether it was Hodgson, whether it's Southgate. Even I think in the World Cup we lost our first game, or we drew our first game. I can't remember. But it was one of those where I'm still waiting, man. Like, it's too soon, it's too quick. I've seen Southgate out, I'm like, nah. Let's let him get on with it. He knows what he's doing, man. I trust him.
Wow. Okay. I have a lot. I can't believe you've just said that you trust Southgate. But let me read some of the comments just before.
I can't believe he said trust the process. I was like,
I have
what?
so much to say on that.
We'll
get to that in a second.
I have to get into that one.
Abdi said England weren't even comfy in their own ends. McTominay is around. Shout out Abdi, man. Shout out Abdi.
Yeah.
He says Ole Gunnar Southgate. England are a carbon copy of a Manchester United. I wish we were a carbon copy of Manchester United. I honestly wish that, but we're not.
Oscar, why are we not? How are we not? I think Abdi's quite spot on there.
Manchester United empower their match winners to go on and take a game like a Bruno Fernandes or a Marcus Rashford. And as you've noticed this season, they actually win majority of their games.
Oscar, we've got 4 points. We've got 4 points. Correct me if I'm wrong, we're through already, aren't we, technically?
We're not, technically, but we are.
I mean, it's going to take something special to go out.
Yeah, no. For every team with 4 points is through, but mathematically, it's just not.
That is Manchester United to me. That is Man United to me. They finished second. They finished second place when comfy. I mean, we're comfortably going. We're comfortably going through into the next round.
See, I can't believe what you said. Boss Endo said.
I want to say it's comfy. I don't think it's England's comfy.
Their first 2 games in World Cup in 2018, and I'm going to explain to you why I disagree with everything that you said.
Tunisia, yeah, of course we did.
Yeah, but weren't they like shocking games though? Why am I for? Or was there like a?
Wasn't the other night a shocking game?
Yeah, but we won the first one. We won the first game and we drew with Scotland. I mean, let's just calm down. What's the hyperbole?
A team that wants things to come home shouldn't be drawing with Scotland.
The things that you're saying about like trust the process and this and that. I mean, I don't think Southgate has given us anything to trust. I think we all knew going into this tournament that this squad it's got creative players, it's got talented players, it's got a team that can play a certain style and play a nice brand of football if you give it the license to. And I think Southgate has shown us nothing so far that he understands what his best team is, how to utilize his best players. And the fact that for me personally, Jack Grealish and Jadon Sancho are on the bench is quite astounding. Like he's got good players and he's choosing not to use them for some reason. He's not getting the best out of his best player, which is Harry Kane, the man that has scored so many goals for England and for his club.
Are you blaming Southgate for that?
Yes. When I look at the way that England have played, I do blame Southgate. Who else could I blame?
I blame the players on the pitch, the players that are on the pitch. I blame I blame the midfield that doesn't get the ball to him. I blame the wingers for not actually getting the ball into the penalty area where Kane is standing. I blame as well. Even when Grealish comes on, he didn't really do anything. There was a lot of what Grealish does, where he has the ball, he goes down the byline, but nothing was really happening. There was no real difference in that. In when he came on, Rashford coming on was a massive howler. I don't know why he took off Kane and brings on Rashford. I'll agree on that part, but I don't blame Southgate for Kane's situation. Kane's performance got absolutely ridiculed, and I was sitting there thinking, am I the only one asking the question of where was the postman? Because I didn't see no Royal Mail. I didn't see nothing. So how can we blame Kane? Maybe you lot are not blaming him, but as you know, the amount of coverage they got about him, I sat there in disbelief. I thought, what game did I watch then? Do you know what game did I watch?
Can you see the fallacy in that then? So we're clearly seeing, one of the premier top strikers of world football on the pitch. He's not getting a service. Give the man a service for flip's sake. Your most creative players aren't touching the bench until later in the game. Make it make sense. How the hell is Harry Kane going to get fed if the meal giver's on the bench?
No, I'm with you. For me, the reason why I say I trust Southgate is because I trust the results he's given us since he's been at the helm. There's not been a poor result really and truly since he's taken charge. In all honesty, and that's saying something. Like England managers have got shaky, checkered records all over the place. Okay, and Southgate's first bad scoreline is probably the Scotland game. But on the day Scotland did turn up, I'm not going to put that to bed.
Okay, but Pete, I can flip that on his head and simply say to you, how many good performances have you seen on the
It doesn't matter. That's the difference between me and you. It doesn't matter in the international stage.
That's completely the difference between you and I. Then,
yeah,
because for me personally, I'm just realizing it because you've said it, and I get it. But for me personally, I don't expect England to win this tournament, and I didn't expect them to win the World Cup last time around, and I don't expect them to win the World Cup in 2022. So the thing that I want to see from this England team is good performances, progression, a foundation to build on, a team that has a sense of style, a sense of an identity with the quality players that you have. So you feel like, you know what, we can go on, beat the smaller teams we should be handling. And then when it gets to a bigger team, if we're to face a Belgium, a France, a Portugal, if we put up a good fight against one of those teams, I wouldn't even be mad at Southgate if we went out. I want to see a team that can compete to the level that England should be. I don't want to see a team limp to a quarterfinal and then lose to a team that's not even that far better than us. And I feel like that's what Southgate is serving up so far.
Oscar, I admire that, and I would say, do you know what? Fair play. I'd like to see the same in an ideal world. But let's think about it. Look at this squad. How many of them were at the 2018 World Cup? Like Southgate's got a lot of big decisions to make, and it's too I don't want to say the job's too big for him, but he's having to make very, very cautious decisions because of how much is at stake. He's got so many new players. Yes, they're all talented, and yes, they could all do well. But when I think of what teams actually are playing well together at the moment, it's people like Italy, it's people like France, teams that have been together for the last 3 or 4 years. Not what Southgate's got. Southgate's going off the back. If the Euros took place last year, how many of the players in the squad now would even be there? That's how different and how much the trajectory keeps changing at England. Is that all it takes? Ollie Watkins getting into that squad, or being close into that squad, is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. You would never would have thought these players would be in there. Now Phillips, now Ben White, Tyrone Mings. I'm looking at these players. Bellingham. I'm looking at these players and I'm thinking, hang on, Foden. These people that have sniffed anywhere near it. So I think he's got a bigger task, a harder task than what we give him credit for.
Nah, Pete, you're giving him way too much sympathy, man.
Do you know what is? I'm trying to balance the ship because everybody's gone this way. Like everybody has gone that way. Give
me your opinion. Don't give me what other people are saying. But
I am giving my opinion. That's genuinely what I think. I think it's a case of, look, it's easy to just sit here and say, you know what, like we should have Wenger, for example, or whatever else. But at the same time, it's like, I know what you're saying. Nobody expects us to win, but we actually still could win this Euros. That's the craziest thing about it.
I mean, obviously, a tournament is a tournament.
It doesn't matter about performances for me. That's the truth of the matter. Especially in such, like the FA Cup. Do you care about performances? Do you care about performances in the Champions League? You don't. You care about the results in the cup competition.
No, but Peter, you're saying that because you have a league 38-game season that you have to fall back on. England only have tournaments. So whilst I don't expect England to win the Euros this year, I do want to see a springboard so that these players some of them who could become world-class over time in the next tournament or the tournament after that, then have the opportunity to be like, you know what, we have experience here of playing well in the Euros to go and win it. You mentioned that Italy side about how, you know, they've been together for a longer period of time. Italy didn't qualify for the last World Cup and they sacked their manager and got a new one in. So since then,
3 years, that's what I said, for 3 years they've had the same guy, and that same guy has brought in all the players that are playing now. It's the same squad. It's the same squad.
But let me finish though. Like that side was down in the dumps. Yeah, they still didn't get qualified for that World Cup. England qualified for the World
Cup. Not that team. It was a different Italian side to what we see now.
But I'm talking about Italy in general. I'm talking about the nation, the national side. Yeah?
Okay, if you want to talk about the whole nation.
No, but Pete, you're saying it's a different Italy team, but 2 minutes ago you just said it's a different England team. So let me elaborate my point, and you'll understand what I mean.
So, Oscar, remember what I said? I said that.
I haven't finished my point.
You're saying things that I didn't say. That's not what I've said.
You mentioned the Italy team as a team that's been together for a couple of years now.
3 years, yeah.
And I'm saying the England side was in the World Cup that Italy team didn't make it to. They didn't qualify.
Yeah.
The England team was in there, got to the semi-finals, and Southgate is in control of that team. He's been in control of that team since. All the new players that you're talking about that have come in, Southgate appointed those players. He gave them the opportunity to come into the squad. So I'm saying it's still under his jurisdiction to organize them to play in a certain way and to be good on the eye.
And he's trying. He's trying to do that.
Of course he's trying. Every manager's trying, but I'm trying to point out the fallacies of what he's doing, where he's going wrong.
Give me the fallacies. Give me what the fallacies are.
I'll explain to you where he's going wrong, where I think he's going wrong. As I mentioned already, Jadon Sancho, Jack Grealish, the creativity in the side, he's not allowing to come into the team. And therefore, you've got a player like Harry Kane, who, as he's been doing for Tottenham this season, he's been dropping deep into the deeper half of the field to try and create, because it feels like the creative players in the team are not getting the ball to him. And that's just because simply your best creative players, I feel like he's left on the bench. I feel like he's gone for the wingers of...
Did you still feel that way? Sorry, did you still feel that way after the Croatia game? Because after the Croatia performance, you still felt like you should have dropped the two wingers that he had there and then gone with the thing, even though they won.
How long have I been
convincingly?
How long have I been screaming that I don't think Raheem Sterling should be in this team?
But after his performance against Croatia, are you not going to give him the credit and say, do you know what? They actually did perform well, that side. You're now still telling me you're going to drop them both?
I think they won the game. I don't think that was
the
best team to win it. Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's the best England team just because you won a game.
Yeah, but did they play well? To your point earlier.
They play amazing.
Now they played okay. All right. Well, they played well and they got the win.
But Pete,
and they should have won by more.
We've had conversations about the best way to play this England team for months, in our group chat and on this podcast. And I've given you my England team. My England team had Sancho, it had Grealish, it didn't have Sterling. And I've told you about how I feel about Phil Foden and how there's this air about him, playing him on the wing. I just don't think it's a good idea. So there's so many elements of this team that I think are wrong. And I don't think winning one game against Croatia means, okay, let's throw all that out the window. Let's go with whatever Southgate says.
No, but you understand why he went with what he went with against Scotland after Croatia.
No, I still think he picked the wrong team. Okay. I'll let someone else talk because I'm talking too much. David, what are you saying, man? You've just arrived. England 0, Scotland 0. What were your thoughts on that game, bro?
Bro, as I said in the WhatsApp group, should I put headphones in or you man can hear me all right?
I can hear you.
I can hear you still.
All right, cool. Yeah, our midfield was just shocking, bruv. Kane was doing a Rooney thing, dropping in deep, bruv. We need you up top, bruv. That's where you're going to get your goals. Like as you guys were discussing, honestly, England, I don't know why every tournament where we never go in with a settled team, bruv. Like, we know who's starting, like. You know what I'm saying? Look at Italy. All their best players on the pitch, bro. Like, a solid starting 11.
That's not true. Before the ball was kicked, you would have said Chiesa would have been in that Italian side. You would have said probably Sensei or even Tonali would have been ahead of Locatelli.
What I mean, Pete, like, everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone knows what their role is.
I mean, they know what they're doing, yeah.
You know what I mean? You look at it, it looks functional. You know what they're doing. Highline's a bit, like when you get against them quick man, bro. I don't know how that's going to work, but you know what their plan is. You know how they're going to play.
Yeah.
Boom. Us, man, every tournament, bro, is just, how's England going to play? How's England going to play? How are we going to attack? How are we going to get Kane to score, bro? Like, fam, come on, bro. That's my only worry, yeah? Because now if we get through, we might get a Germany or whoever. We don't know who we're gonna get, bro.
Mm.
And if it's one of them top teams, we're going out, bro. Because we're not settled. Kane's not scoring. We ain't creating chances. Diddy left, right, center. Everyone else is. Us, man, we're just struggling, bro. Nah, man. Right. It's all long, bro.
Like, I'm watching Belgium right now, and I'm just seeing, I see a plan. I know what everyone's doing. I know what everyone's going on. And it's silky and it's working. Whereas with England, it's like, when we see the lineup, it's just an hour of just thinking, why? Like, why? Why? When I look at Italy, I know, right, what's going to happen. When I look at France, I'm like, right, boom, I know what's going to happen. There's no plan.
AD, where do you stand with Southgate in being in charge? Do you reckon this is too big for him? Is he making it more complicated than it is?
To a degree, yeah. Like, is Southgate my choice to be England manager? No, don't necessarily think he's a terrible or awful coach, but I think there are some things he can do better. And I feel like if we look at that Germany model in 2010, they went into that 2010 just have a piss up essentially. They said, right, Muller, Ozil, Cruz, I suppose, develop, get experience playing together, playing at the highest level together. We'll go again, in 4 years. They ended up going and winning the 2014 World Cup. And Oscar made a point, when you look at your Sanchos, your Grealishes, even your Rashfords, you got a nice crop of players who are entering their prime at more or less the same time or 2 or 3 years apart. Why not? Why don't we actually lay the foundations from now to have a style of play, to have an identity, to have a way in which we're going to win football games? And then if we don't necessarily execute now, that's fine. We can execute in 2 years, we can execute in 4 years, potentially maybe even execute in 6 years. I think that's, for me, the fundamental issue with Southgate. And this is a guy who we saw why they brought him in. He managed the under-21 team. He's got an understanding of them. He's promoted some of those players into the senior side. But it's like, what are we doing at the moment? Like, what is England?
Yeah, I think you're right on that sense. We all look at the England setup and everybody knows what they would ideally put as their first 11. I totally understand it, and I'm even in agreement with most of it. I think at the same time, when you're Southgate and you've gone with a plan that, like from the 2018 World Cup, he's got players that he trusts in that side, and he finds them a bit undroppable in this tournament. And then when you have the Croatia game, for example, some of his team, some of the players that he really did trust, performed on the day. It's difficult for him to, just kind of, look, let me switch in Sancho for, my Sterling that's been ever present, or for, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure dropping Rashford for him was not easy either. And then you've got the midfield is the issue. The games are won in midfield, and I feel like England's midfield, we've said it, I think we've said it here before, that defensive midfield, that central midfield area doesn't fill anybody with any confidence. And Southgate is having to go into games having 2 cushions rather than just the one. And so if you throw Bellingham in there, or if you throw, I don't know, another player in that midfield with, say, Rice, who knows how much we could get opened up. If we play like tomorrow, we play Czech Republic and we go very top heavy with Grealish, with Sancho and so on and so forth, but then Czech Republic pick us off, it would look like a very immature setup by Southgate. But because we've gone with all the talent.
In response to what you just said, why would Grealish, Sancho be immature, but Sterling, Foden isn't? Like, it's not like those guys are hugely defensive players.
No, because I was talking about the midfield. So if you take off Calvin Phillips or Declan Rice and you put in an attacking one, i.e. Bellingham, you could leave yourself a bit more exposed. Sancho and Grealish, we don't know what they're like with England defensively. We don't know. Whereas with Sterling and so on, these guys were actually workhorses in that England side. They were playing very well. Even Lingard at some point in that 2018 did okay. So there are players in there where I don't want to say it's too risky, but the risk is simply on the fact that there's no experience with Sancho in the side or with Grealish in the side. That's where, if we want to get onto Southgate's comment about the experience, that's probably what he was talking about. That's probably what he was talking about when he says that, where it sounds like ridiculous hyperbole, but when you actually break it down, because you've got to be in his shoes, not in our shoes. In his shoes, it's a different kettle of fish. When you've been with this side in 2018 and you've had a certain team and you've gone far with that certain team, it's not as simple as let me just chop him for him and we go again. especially when I've not played you in previous games at the higher level. Because that's what he spoke about, didn't he?
That's the point, and that's why I go back to long-term thinking, because you was the manager in that period. So for you to say so-and-so hasn't got experience, like remember there was a time where he was refusing to put Grealish in the squads, if you remember. So it's like, you can say these guys ain't got experience at the top level. Ultimately, you're the experience giver. You're the CEO. You're ultimately.
How long has he got though? Because remember, he's done 2018. When did he join? 2016, right?
Really?
So how long has he got?
Bloody
You
hell!
know, because
That's a stint.
What do you mean? What do you mean by how long has he got?
So, for example, like Mancini has had 3 years at Italy, and then Jurgen Love has had, Jurgen Love had 06 to 2014 to win that World Cup. He had a lot of time given to him. England managers don't get that time. You know what I'm saying? And to your point, Adrian,
this should be it.
Technically, to Adrian's point, players like Sterling that he had used in 2018 is the same Sterling he's going to use in 2020. True. And then 2022. So I get you in terms of, the thing is with Sancho and Grealish, they kind of came last year. You know them ones. They only really came last year in terms of, shall we put them in the squad? You know them way there. So it's a bit different. There's a lot of newbies. It's fresh blood in this England side. So fresh that he never saw it even in 2018. He never knew he was going to have this much, let alone 2016.
I question then. Then has he had a howler by not taking Lingard?
Yeah. by that metric, yeah.
He definitely hasn't. Like,
we don't miss him.
That's not the howler.
No. We're talking about experience. We're talking about experience.
Yeah. Personally, in my opinion, I think the experience thing is garbage. I think it's complete garbage.
But it come out his mouth, bro.
Come out his mouth.
That's why I said it's a howler for him. If he feels like I'm not going to play the players that I've brought because they're inexperienced, then you should have took the experienced ones. The reason you didn't take the experienced one is because you know that the players that you put ahead of them are better and are in better form. So, Jesse Lingard was great in the last World Cup as an attacking midfielder, but when you've got Mason Mount, you've got Phil Foden, you've got Jack Grealish, you've got Jadon Sancho, those four never been to a tournament for England. They're all better players than Jesse Lingard, and you know that. That's why you didn't pick Lingard.
But they don't play in the same place, Oscar. That's not fair. Jesse Lingard would play in the 10 and has been brilliant from January to now. He's been brilliant.
Okay, but
so it shows you how hard. It shows you how hard the decision is to make that squad. The squad is very, very difficult to bring up.
In this squad, he's not playing a number 10. He's playing Mason Mount, right? So the idea of
if there was a 10, if there's a 10, he'd play Lingard ahead of Mount.
I mean, he could have done that, but again, he chose to leave Lingard at home
because I've only
with that.
Well, no, what I'm trying to say is that I understand and I agree with you lot in part in terms of like this is what should happen, but I understand why it hasn't happened. It's what I'm saying. I'm giving the reasons for why it hasn't happened, and they're not ridiculous. You know them ones. Like I get it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, he's caught between a rock and a hard place, really, because I could literally see him going out with all the mandem, all the talent, bags of energy. But you have to remember there's Tyrone Mings at the back. We have to remember that there's Declan Rice with probably Jordan Henderson or Calvin Phillips in midfield. Then you have to remember that, the fullbacks, none of the fullbacks fill me with any desire whatsoever. None of them. So, and then the goalie, I won't even get into that. So if I'm like,
to be honest, goalie had a decent game. I'll say that.
Say again?
Goalie had a decent game. I will say that.
Yeah, big up pickers, man. But but personally, I'm not buying this experience thing, right? I feel like if you're playing
I'm not buying that either.
If you're playing well in a good club side, there's a reason why Phil Foden is starting, because he's a good player for a good club side. He ain't got experience, none at all. Like he's played 17. He started 17. I look at and we, everybody's talking about this Italy team. That midfield three, Verratti's been injured. You've got Jorginho, Barella, and Locatelli. How many tournament games have they played together? None. They're just good footballers, and Mancini's got a plan, so it's working together with those midfielders.
Hence why I said I'm tired of England managers going to tournaments without a plan. It's always lastminute.com, bruv.
But do you know why it's lastminute.com, David? Because a year ago you had a plan, but then a year later, Grealish turned up. Foden turned up. Sancho's had the season of his life.
It don't matter, bro.
What I'm
Make
saying
it
is,
fit, bro. Make
it's
it
tough.
fit.
The decision is tougher than it looks.
But Pete, you're making it sound like great young players coming into the side is a negative. That should be a positive.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Your squad, not make it harder.
No, what I'm saying is what's happening is that we're getting a draw against Scotland, and what we're talking about is why is he not playing the youngers? And I'm saying, well, let's relax. We know why he isn't playing them. We know why he isn't playing them.
But you're making an argument of youngers and experience. I'm saying, looking at the team and tactically, who are the best players? Like, we've got Harry Kane, one of the best strikers in the world. Who are the best players to get the best out of him? You've got Foden on one wing and Sterling on the other. Are they players that cross the ball into a Harry Kane? They're not. You've got
who told you that's the plan? You're assuming that's what the plan is.
So what is the plan? Tell me what the plan is.
I don't know. Southgate knows what the plan is. That's why I trust him to do it.
But you can see
have something. So Peter,
fair enough.
Peter. So for example, this whole stuff about experience and all that stuff. Let's look at France. France in 2016, you can say, was a relatively brand new team. Yes, it's full of players and very, very good players. But Deschamps played his best team up until the very end because he said, this is the team that's going to get the job done. And he took that experience and all the players that were the best team got the experience. Lo and behold, in 2018, they won the World Cup, and deservedly so. My issue is that if we have all the best players on the bench, how are we expect to build? Even if we don't go that far, they're not going to get experience if you don't play them.
Well,
and that's my counter argument there.
No, good point. Do you not think, though, that, for example, Ousmane Dembele is like the Grealish of our situation, where Sterling is more so, maybe not as entertaining, but maybe he looks at him as, like, say, Griezmann, for example, where I'm going with what I know, but then there is Dembele, there is Lamar, there is Aouar, there is Fekir. All these players don't play, but obviously no one's making noise for them sides because obviously them guys are winning with the team they've got. I think I think you can make a lot of comparisons for a lot of these teams. Do you know them ones? I think you look at Portugal's situation, brand new. A lot of these players are new in this Euros, and I think that's getting looked over quite quickly. But you can see in their performance, this is not a team who knows each other. And in the same vein, even the England side, the big problem is they don't know each other. They're not it's not gelling, and that's what Southgate needs to do. Regardless of what player's playing, he needs to get them gelling together, whatever the formation or whatever the 11 is.
Let me read some comments because Sancho's on a lot of people's minds at the moment. Easy says Sancho doesn't have experience because he isn't being picked. He deserves to play, period. SW6 says Sancho got more experience than a lot of guys at the highest level of football. Abdi says, let's talk about Phil Frozen and Mason Sideways Mount. Them two overhyped man are blocking Grealish and Sancho out of the team. Big up Brandon. He says, no excuse for Sancho not to play. And Southgate's excuse regarding him and Foden is nonsense. I mean, you could argue Sancho is more experienced than Foden, but Easy says, exactly, man. How much experience do you need when you're playing international football against a lot of players you know from the club level? It's nonsense. Lastly, Sam says, of all the games in the group stage, Scotland should be the team to play your inexperienced players to get experience and still expect to win if you are coming into the tournament seriously. Now, for me, I agree with a lot of the comments. And for me, it's not even so much the personnel. The personnel is an issue. I've been screaming about the personnel for months about how I feel like certain players should or shouldn't play. But for me, it's the style of play, the way we are playing. It doesn't seem like there's a very clear plan of attack. It doesn't seem like I understand. It reminds me very much of watching Frank Lampard's Chelsea in the worst days. You know,
it reminds me of Mikel Arteta's Arsenal, because the situations that they've all got, these three people have in common, is going all out attack is far too risky for what they've got behind them. It's just far too much of a risk. So when I look at what Southgate has to offer, he's sort of double-minded, and that's what's getting him stuck at the minute. He looks like a man that's very double-minded in this, and he needs to make his decision and stick to it. But
a question: what happened to our midfield, bruv? Like, I don't, bro. No. When I say midfield, I mean the man them in the middle, bruv.
It's a good question.
Where has the quality gone, blood?
What did we take in the World Cup?
We never had any quality in the World Cup. It was Jordan Henderson, He was playing. Was it Eric Dyer? I don't even remember.
Yeah, Dyer was in there.
No, well,
Yeah.
the midfield three. I don't think it was Dyer playing in defence.
I think
No.
Dyer was in
five.
there.
We played a five, three centre backs. Dyer was one of the centre backs. The midfield was Jordan Henderson. I remember we had Ali and we had Lingard. That was the midfield three, like Henderson, Ali, Lingard. So I look at the team now and I think it's got better since then.
I don't even think it has. I think it's quite the same.
Nah, it's definitely better.
No, guys,
Because there's more talent, but with more inexperience. I think it's kind of even itself out. We are top heavy. We said this before. We literally said that we're all chess and.
So then use it, lift the barbell, then skip leg day.
Skip leg day, yeah.
Do what you do best.
Honestly, seriously, yeah. Since I know Wilshere was meant to be the next thing, but obviously injuries mash up his thing. But since Gerrard, Lampard, Hargreaves, all that, what has happened to English midfielders, bro?
That's a fantastic point. That's a fantastic point.
Great question.
In terms of the base, you know what I mean? We rave lyrical about players like Mason Mount and Phil Foden, who I actually believe Foden is a centre midfielder. I don't believe this winger nonsense.
I think he's a 10. I don't think he's a
I think
he's a 10.
But he should play in the middle. And I think, as to David's point, the central area is just not very good. Brandon Nelson, I guess Brandon's American, so he's not really an England fan, but he said your midfield should not have Rice, in my opinion. I would ask Brandon, who would you put in that holding role? I think it was Bosslat Endo who said you man are missing Henderson. Ooh, what a shot from Belgium.
Yeah,
I was gonna say play Jude.
I want to see Jude personally. I don't care about inexperience. He played in 2 quarterfinals.
Who's he play with?
And he looks very, very good.
Who are you playing him with?
I play him with Rice personally.
Yeah,
You're playing him with Rice.
Bellingham with Rice. Because if we're going to have 2 sitting holding midfielders, I would rather want one that can actually pass the ball forward while actually one's just push and defend. And if we're going to do that way, Jude is a better option. Rice, he just doesn't offer the pass, the play forward and all that stuff. It's just there. It's just average.
Yeah.
So when I asked Brandon who would you play, he said Jude is the better option than Rice. You move Phillips into a more holding and then have Jude. I guess Jude as the box to box. Bosslat Endo said Jude is another one that needs to bust me with his hairline. Bosslat, I feel like you're a young guy. How bad is the hairline at that age? I feel like I've never seen it, so I'm not dissing. I'm just asking the question. I can't lie. It's been very, very demoralizing watching England play. SW6 says when you don't have a style of play, Sancho and Grealish are the special players you need to provide. I feel like the idea that we haven't got the best out of Harry Kane is just baffling to me. Like, we need to put those creative players in there.
I think what's the most annoying thing is sorry to interrupt, Oscar. I think the most annoying thing is that we have the answers to get the best out of Harry Kane, but we're not using those answers. And that's what's the most annoying thing.
The problem is, to fix the problem is you're going to have to sacrifice something, which Southgate doesn't seem hesitant to do, bro. Just go all out and get slaughtered in the media for not, which one do I lose? Lose. It's a lose-lose. So
It's definitely a lose-lose, and I agree with everybody here who I think everybody wants to just let off the lane. Let's go, yeah. And I'm with that. I want England to let it rip. He will get hung out to dry for sure. He will get hung out regardless.
But Pete, don't you think we're going to get hung out anyway? Don't you think the way that we're playing, we're going to go into the next round, play any team that's half decent, not even the best teams in the tournament, just a team that has any kind of style of play, and they're going to knock us out. So for me, I'm just like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, let's have Wenger, let's have this manager, because we're in the tournament now. I'm talking about Southgate. Personally, I wish we had a manager that has a plan. Southgate does not have that. So
I think he does. I think he does. It's just
explain to me what it is.
It's difficult. It's hard to explain for sure.
I mean, it's not a plan. Come on.
No,
my question to you is.
No, I was just going to say, if a plan doesn't look like if your manager has a plan but it's not working, is it still a plan? Yes, the plan.
Yes,
exactly.
But what is South? But that's not the thing I'm saying. I'm saying I wouldn't mind that. What is
what's not working? What's currently not working? We're not creating chances to score goals.
What's his plan to create chances? Is it just Mason Mount?
I hope not.
I have a question.
That's what it looks like.
You see on Fever, he's unbalanced, yeah. And I don't know what the other tactic is, yeah. Like, he's not going either. He's just balanced. He's just unbalanced for now.
So if plan A doesn't work, you need to always have a contingency. But even for a contingency plan to be executed, you need to have a plan. So I need to know what his plan is, because Peter, you can say he has a plan, but if we're not seeing the plan A being executed, we're going to question this. Like, I just want to know what's happening.
Yeah, but then at the same time, at what point do you don't start a project. You don't start a project and think, "Oh, I'm just going to take it on chance." There needs to be outlines or something. Do you not consider that maybe Plan A and B hasn't worked because the other team was that good?
Oh no!
No, is there a consideration?
Isn't that good?
No.
I'll agree with you. No, I'll agree with you.
Performed very good on the day.
I will agree with the consideration of the opposite team. It all depends on them, that too. But even if as passionate as the Scots were, we shouldn't be like being hung out to dry by them. That's not what you expect from England.
Yeah. JB's made a comment. He said to not have a plan or to not have any ideas is not good enough. You need to prepare properly. Currently, right now, Finland-Belgium is 0-0. Just halftime went. Hazard was brought down in the box. Looked like a bit of a dive. The referee didn't give it. So that's the closest thing they've had to a clear-cut chance. But yeah, 0-0 in that game. But I personally can't see it. I can't see it. Boss like Endo said, "Hey, Peter, who's paying you to be Southgate's lawyer?" Good question, man.
You know what it is with me? Like when I see a wave going tremendously one way, there comes a point where even I have to peel off and say, "Hang on a minute, is it as bad as I'm looking at it?"
But Pete, that's what I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking like, bro, if you didn't hear anyone, if you cancelled your social media and all that, and you just watched England play, what would be your opinion on how Southgate is setting this team up? I don't think. Go on.
Yeah, no, like I said, it was like in my monologue at the beginning of the show was simply that, look, I'm taking everything piece by piece. We've got 4 points in the group. We're technically going through. We beat Croatia. We drew against Scotland. We were lucky to get a draw, so at least we got a point out of that game. We move on to Czech Republic. We see how that goes. The tournament is a long game. It's a marathon, as I mentioned. And who knows, mate, Grealish and so-and-so, whoever, might start in the knockout stages and let it rain. And Southgate turns around and says, yeah, look, I was priming him up. Just like when, was it Lampard gave that speech about Pulisic, where everybody asked the question, where's Pulisic? Why ain't he playing? And then at the end of last season, or when I say last season, 2019, 2020, all of a sudden, Pulisic was let off the leash and he was killing it. And then we hailed Lampard because it was like, oh, he knew what he was doing with him all along.
No one ever gave Lampard credit for that run. Don't lie. We hailed Lampard. You never gave Lampard no credit for Pulisic.
When Lampard, but you did. I'm saying, like when Lampard explained what he was doing with Pulisic, everybody said, "All right, cool, I'll take a seat back." And then when we saw Pulisic come into play, he was looking dangerous. He was absolutely killer. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna do that now when it's we got 4 points in 2 games. Like, why am I going the other way for?
Brandon, don't be swayed by this nonsense. He said, "Love the Pulisic reference officially on Peter's side." Get out of there with that. Get out of there.
Hershey, Pennsylvania, baby.
I guess GK has dropped a comment. I guess that's. Does anyone want to answer this one? When you speak of a plan, what are you expecting to see implemented?
That's a very great question.
At the very, very least, I want to see the starting 11, and I can look at it and I said, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't. For me, questioning.
For me, it's not so much about personnel. I've always said I can forgive the personnel if I can see what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like, I understand Sterling is operating in a completely different role than a Sancho would, then I can understand that. But I don't understand how England are trying to get from Pickford to the box. Like, the build-up is very, very poor. Then once we get into the final third, it's like Sterling is not making runs beyond. He's not linking up with his fullback. The wingers and the fullbacks are not combining well at all. Mason Mount looks like he's doing it all on his own and just trying to ping stuff, and because of it, he's having a poor game. And then Kane is just not involved at all. Where is Harry Kane?
So hang on. After the Croatia game, you were asking these questions.
Yes.
Flipping hell. There was clearly a game play in that Croatia game, and we dominated Croatia as well. This is the thing I can't understand.
I can't lie.
I don't understand.
Adrian came through a wild prediction that I thought wasn't going to happen, but it's come true about Croatia.
That? Oh, yeah, you did say
it. They've got one more game, so we'll see.
Well, yeah, we shall see. I think
I did say England will come third. So
okay. Big up Easy. It says, as someone watching my first Euros, I feel like these players don't even want to play for Southgate, and he hinders their creativity and excitement around these games with his strange management. GK says, I mean, but on the pitch, not personnel. He also said, teams like Germany have the same issues and they look more effective than England on a game-to-game basis. And then Brandon has also said, move Kane into midfield. He's on banner today.
Make him the quarterback. He might as well.
Yeah. I feel like we may have exhausted this topic. Has anyone got anything else on England? And what do you want to see against Czech Republic?
I'll say one last thing, and then everyone can give their piece. When you're Southgate and you're watching what Sterling does at Man City, but then at the same time you're watching what Sancho does at Dortmund, you're then watching what Mount does at Chelsea, and you're watching Grealish at Villa. Well, if he does, if he does. Yeah. But when you're doing all of these things, right? We know we see how Villa know how to get the best out of Grealish, and all of these other clubs know how to get the best out of these star players. So to bring that into England and try and make it mesh together, I'm just saying it's not as easy as it looks. Just because they are top players doesn't necessarily mean when you throw them in the pack that it's all gonna come together and work out. Southgate, at the end of the day, is not the manager that, he's not upper echelon, but there's not many upper echelon in the international tournament. So England still have a good chance to win this Euros, provided they get to as far at least the semi-final, because they're at home. So when they're at home at Wembley in the semi, they'll be at home in the final, and it could literally come home. But it's like when Portugal won it in 2016. They were a side that was all over the place, and how they even won it, God only knows how they won it. Right, and France getting a draw against Hungary, which we should be getting onto. Listen, there's gaps. You know what I'm saying? There's room for error for everybody. Portugal eating 4, France drawing with Hungary. Like, the tournament is not shut completely. It's still up for grabs, and Southgate's got the time. I'm just saying, trust him. He's got the time. Let him mold up his team. He might be learning from these mistakes from the last 2 games. He might be thinking exactly how you are, and he switches the game tomorrow night and in the knockout stages. We don't know. You man can say a last piece on that.
You use the word trust. For me personally, Southgate hasn't given me anything in his years at England to make me feel like I can trust him with
even a semi-final in the World Cup and 4 points.
Pete, I've told you, I care about performances, and I don't think that's a World Cup where we won 3 games and we lost 3 games. How did
you like Mourinho then in your Chelsea life? If you cared about performances,
because there was a clear plan and how Mourinho tried to play. What do you mean?
Because with Mourinho it was about results, and he got them.
But Peter, as I said, in Mourinho's time, there were plenty of players that I wanted to see playing that he was like, nah, this guy's not playing. He sold half my favorite players. But guess what? There was a plan, and
he won the titles. No, he won the titles. No, he won the titles. That's what mattered. Because if he didn't win the titles,
he won the titles.
No, you can't call it a plan just because he won the titles. But then if he didn't win the titles, you would say it's no plan, like Southgate right now.
No, because in 2014 we didn't win the league. Mourinho had a plan. Come on, man.
Oscar. If Southgate wins the Euros this year, you're going to turn around and say he had a plan all along. My case is closed. Case closed. Next.
I haven't said anything. What do you mean case closed?
No, my case is closed.
We went to a semi-final when we had no plan.
I already said
we had no plan when we got to the semi-final school. We had no plan.
Yes, we were on a good side.
No. That's not the question I asked. That's not the question I asked. Did we have a plan when we got to to get into that semi-final?
I'll give you this. We had more of a plan in the World Cup than I've seen this tournament. But
did we have a plan?
I agree with him.
Did we have a plan? No, we had no plan.
It was vibes still.
2018, there was no plan.
It was vibes.
I'm not denying. Listen, vibes and plans are not mutually exclusive. They're not mutually exclusive. It was 80% vibes, 20% plan.
Did not play Grealish. Vibe.
That's
Okay,
why it's not vibes.
maybe has anyone else got anything to add? Or
Nah, I'm all right, bruv.
Sam said it best.
What did he say? Kane was calling for the ball. What was that one?
Oh yeah, he said Kane was calling for the ball, but nobody understands him.
He spits when he talks.
UK says, I think fans look too much into personnel when the system makes the players a cohesive unit, and I think this England team doesn't have the central midfielders to play a certain brand of expansive football.
1,000,000%, 1,000%.
I don't know if that's what you guys are wanting to see.
The midfield is a big problem.
Because
like I said, I
big
just
problem
want
midfield.
to see. If I look at the 11, I just want to see something that makes sense. I'm not.
We're
that's all I
basically
want to see.
Everton. You know, this comment right here reminds me of Everton Football Club. This is what it is. Remember when they bought Klaassen? They had Sigurdsson. They had what's his name, Bernard. They've got now they've got Hammers. Like it's just a bunch of tens, blood. That's what we are. But yeah.
I'm going to power through these as quick as I can. Brandon Nelson says, wait, you can't compare Mourinho to Southgate. Goodness. I'm not somebody that has that school of thinking. I think if you're a football manager, I can compare you to another football manager. Why can't I compare the manager of Chelsea to the England manager? Why not? They're both managers. One has a plan, one doesn't.
And they both have plans. It's just not being executed properly. That's all.
He's talking about the fixtures. We'll get onto the fixtures later.
Cool.
JB says, I'm predicting Belgium to win the Euros. I think they'll beat France in the final. I hope so, man. Belgium's the team I want to see win it. I've predicted France, but Belgium is the team I want to see win it. Abdi says, why is there so much expectation on England, a nation that never wins anything, moving like West Ham? I don't have expectations on us to win. I have expectations on good performances and nice play. Should we move on, guys?
What's acceptable for you where England finished this summer? What's acceptable?
Like I said, we could draw France in the next round. If we lose to France, I'm not saying that's unacceptable. Do you know what I mean? My point is I want to see England play good football and get some of these young players some tournament experience in a system that they can build on for the next tournament.
We played good against Croatia, but we will disagree on that one. We played good against Croatia. I'm not having that we didn't play good. We played good against Croatia. Scotland were the better side.
Last question. David says, you guys think Kane should start against Czech Republic?
1,000%. What? Tell him again, Oscar.
1,000%.
I mean, what's my bench? What's my bench?
He's already been announced. He's already been announced by Southgate that he will start. So
do you know why? Because Southgate's because he's not a lunatic. That's why he's got freaking Gary Kane and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. What are you talking about? There's passion and vibes. No plan. Shut it. What are you talking about? Oh my god. Anyway,
Easy said England can still beat France. Slow down, Easy. Slow down.
I don't know if I want to see listen, guys, picture this: Tyrone Mings versus Mbappe. It's not an image I want to see. It's just not an image I want to see.
No, I don't want to say that, boy.
Tyrone Mings
in a one-on-one race.
Listen. Maguire and them man turn like the.
He's facing Maguire. Hey, no, guys. Maguire has experience. And that's what.
He's got experience.
But bruv, Maguire turns like the bendy buses, bruv, like the London bendy buses. I'm not for it, fam. As soon as the ball goes over the top, it's game over.
We're nearly at the hour mark. Can everybody that's watching? We appreciate your comments. Keep them coming. We will read out ones that align with the conversation. Please like. If you're new, please subscribe and share it out. We're going to be here talking about the rest of the Euro teams now. So, Peter, do you want to run it down?
Yeah, we can briefly talk about it. And I've noticed that some of these teams have played twice since we last podcasted, i.e. France versus Germany was 1-0, and then also Germany beating Portugal 4-2. This group, it's not the group of death. This is the group of life. My goodness, there's so much going on. What are your thoughts about this group F?
Portugal versus Germany, I was highly entertained. There was goals every 10 minutes.
I was shocked. I was shocked at how well Germany come out of the blocks.
Hey, Portugal got bopped, bruv.
Yeah,
Portugal got bopped.
They got bopped. And I was wondering, because obviously yesterday was Father's Day, I was wondering if Ruben Diaz got Kai Havertz a card for Father's Day.
Mad.
Oh, Oscar with his Kai Havertz. I knew Chelsea was going to get into this. I knew it.
Let me give the listeners a bit. Before the France Germany game, I told these guys, I said, watch Kai Havertz. He's going to do something. Kai Havertz was largely ineffective in that game, and I looked
Smelly.
I looked a bit silly. I looked a bit silly. I brushed it off. I said, I don't care. We're Champions League winners. I don't care. Then he showed up against Portugal. So big up Iklas, who says my boy Kai. Big up Kai Havertz.
Man, like, okay. I personally, on the Germany front, I think it's one of those days. Portugal were walking in the streets and they happened to bop in a hood in Munich and then got shanked. Everyone got shanked. Everyone got robbed. And I think it's a one-off. I don't believe Germany for the long haul. I don't. I genuinely don't. I just think Portugal got caught slipping after that 3-0 win against Hungary. After that 3-0 win against was it Hungary? After that 3-0 win against Hungary, Portugal thought, yeah, we can roll through. Then they got slipping near Munich, and they just said, you know what? Now we have to, you know what I'm saying? We have to quick joke. And who knows? Because I can't see. This is difficult, man. Portugal, France in the final game, guys. It's hair business, bruv. Who's gonna win that? I haven't got a clue on that one.
I think France will get over the line, but it is a tough one.
Portugal could still go through even with a defeat. To be fair, in third place, because they'll probably be high.
I think now all three of those teams have got a win. I think they're all going through.
But saying that, Oscar, France flopped the base with that Hungary draw. Because everybody else would have just said, look, us three man, let's just go through. No problems. Yeah. But Germany were like, nah, France got a draw. We have to shank, man. It's not even long. We have to cut someone up. Because France flopping the base with Hungary has now opened this group crazy now.
Yes.
Boss, I understand.
No, if
achievers. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, now if you want to talk about passion, big up the I can't remember who scored for Hungary, but big up him because he lit that place open.
Was he not centre half?
The woman on the table. The woman on the table got scared out of her life. She wasn't expecting him coming.
The woman on the table, bruv, was absolute scenes.
What was she doing there, though?
Hella close.
She had the microphone, so I'm assuming she was commentating.
Guys, she wasn't close. This guy jumped over a railing, like full straight jumped over.
And just slapped on her table.
She was in a normal position, yeah. This guy was violent. I don't blame him because he scored against France. So
I swear he was a defender? Was it Fiola? Is that his name? I think he was a second half.
Yeah,
he was like a fullback or something. I was thinking, how was he through on goal and he hasn't passed? When he was through on goal, I said, nah, he's got to square this because he's not a finisher. He's not a finisher. Man buried it, bro. I said, yes. I know he ate that one.
I know it's a different game, but this comment made me laugh. JB said Portugal got caught lacking in Munich. Germany did a number on them. Germany smacked them up.
100%.
What does that even mean?
No, because that's what it was, isn't it? It was. I'm in Neasden on my own, and there's 20 man. That's what happened. That's what happened. Because Ronaldo thought, Ronaldo was giving it the full C when he scored the penalty, like he was doing things in the game, giving it full beans. Scored 2 goals. Thought, yeah, I'm nice. Then man found Ronaldo slipping. Diaz got player of the year. Come here. Come here. Come down these sides. See if you're the player of the year on Munich Lane. He didn't want none of it.
He want none of it.
They man got caught up, bro. They got caught up.
SW6 says that performance has changed it for Germany. They are in this confident. They are in this combo now. The confidence is up. Are Germany here, guys? Because everybody kind of wrote them off. You know, they got battered by was it Spain that battered them? They lost to North Macedonia in the build-up to this tournament. They didn't look good. They have no striker.
France,
Serge Gnabry there, Peter's boy. And he hasn't even hit the ground running. I don't think Muller looks very good in that side. Mm-hmm. I'm still not convinced by Germany. What do you lot think?
I'm not convinced. Not yet. I literally just thought Portugal got slacking. That's literally it. They were
just got
sleeping on the
slipping. What's it? Linking chicks out the manor. That's slipping. That was what happened to them. And all it is Portugal just have to catch. They have to just catch. What is it? One Kylian Mbappe in Lisbon. That's all they got to worry about. Just catch him slipping and get it done. I don't know. Germany. I'm not convinced. Like walking in the wrong ends at night and getting ambushed by too many roadmen. That's literally what it was. Don't walk alone late at night in a dodgy area, people. You know that ones, bro.
Yeah, this one's giving me joke.
That's it, Pastor Peter on the guy.
They got Pastor Peter.
Pastor Peter, yeah.
Best friends with Pastor Fred.
Pastor Fred.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know who's going to top this group. It's crazy to me, and I'm invested in it because I do believe the runners-up will face England because I think England are going to top their group. We don't know. It could be Portugal. It could be Germany. It could be France.
Yo, sticking on this road thing real quickly. You know what an own goal is? An own goal is when a man approaches you and says, "Give me your stuff," and they give it. So it's not even. I didn't even have to like get rushed to get my stuff taken. It was. I post up. Yo, give me your phone and your money. And Diaz said, here. Guerrero, here. You know that. That's what they both did. That's what I'm convinced with. Yeah, Group F is the group of life. Never mind death. It is the group of life. Go on, Pete. No, sorry. I'm personally not sleeping on any of the top nations. Nobody is that dominant. Italy isn't getting enough hype.
There is one.
Isn't getting enough hype. I'm sorry. People are now all over. They're all over the olive and tomato sauce, man. Flipping hell, black. I'm saying.
Man, they need to give me my money, bro. They need to give me my money, bro.
Hey, the sweepstake is not over yet.
Looking hot, bro. It's looking hot. Give me my money now, blood.
David's like Forza Azzurri, bro. He does not give a monkeys about England.
You need to give me my money.
I said Verratti dominated the last game. That's what they're telling us.
Listen, man, Verratti.
Wait. GK said he's underrated. Is he underrated? I don't know a single soul that doesn't rate Verratti.
His big mistake is he went to PSG. Personally speaking. From
Pescara,
yeah, but Pescara can go to Juve. What am I doing?
The thing is, when he went to PSG, that's why he went to PSG. Like when he was young,
he did go ages ago. He did go ages ago.
Yeah,
he did go ages ago.
So like PSG is his life.
Verratti is a player like people think he's good, and because of like his name holds weight. But it's one of those that's like, well, what have you done for me lately? What has Verratti done in football? Let's break it down. And I think it's when the status of him and the accolades don't necessarily match. So that's what's probably happened.
We kind of messed up the order because the comments took us to Italy. Where are we now, PR?
Shall we go to Italy? I don't mind. We can talk about Italy because Wales have gone through alongside Italy into the knockout stages of the Euros. Congratulations to Wales.
Big up Wales. I think a lot of people wrote off Wales because they felt like
Wales.
They had their great tournament in 2016.
No. Wait, jack that up. I heard the accent. I heard it. Come back again. Read it again. Give it to us. First of all, he said Wales, and then. All right, Aaron Ramsey.
That's you don't say Wales. You say Wales.
I just call Ben Nevis and that.
So a lot of people wrote them off because 2016 they had a great tournament, but yeah, but 2016 they were good. Everyone's like, Bale's older, Ramsey's older. Nobody rated that.
To be honest,
but they've got. Guess what, Peter? They've got a plan, haven't they? Wales. They've got a plan.
Just if what it is give it to Ramsey, and if not, give it to Bale.
It's definitely not.
Wales is more vibes. No, Wales is more vibes.
No, it's not vibes.
8% vibes.
No,
vibes.
Robin, your boy Daniel James is a plan. They get the ball to him and they beat your man.
No.
Oscar, especially when their manager 2 months ago, their manager 2 months ago was Ryan Giggs. You think this new brother has got a plan?
Yes,
you think he had a plan?
Have you guys watched any of the World Games? World Games?
It's just been vibes. What does Bale do? What's Bale's thing?
Bale's a playmaker. Have you seen Bale dropping it deep like Pirlo in them, man?
Daniel, run as fast as you can. Daniel, beat every man that you can. Give it to Ramsey, and Ramsey, you know what to do. Give it to Bale. That's what you do.
That is a plan.
Bloody hell!
That is a plan. Name that sequence in the England team. What is the sequence in the England team? It's give the ball to Mount. Mount will piss about for 5 minutes. Then he'll try and find one of the wingers.
No way, because Mason Mount is thinking, where is Jorginho and Kante? I cannot find them. That's why he's asking. Because he's looked around him and said, who is Phillips?
He needs to try and find Harry Kane. That's what he needs to find.
I said Declan. I don't think it's called Declan.
I've never heard somebody brutalize the accent so bad.
Sam Lewis. Are you a Welshman? Surname Lewis, Yes. Maybe he's a Welshman.
Come on, man. That was a half decent accent.
I want to know what his exactly. Give it to Ramsey or Bale. That's it.
SW6 says give it to Ramsey or Bale.
Now, Oscar, you know what? This is touchy ground. This is touchy ground. But yeah, Wales are in second place. Switzerland could, of course, qualify depending on results elsewhere. They've got 4 points.
They will. I think they've got the highest goal difference. They had to win.
You say Big Jack?
5 goals.
Come on.
What, Xhaka, yeah?
That's
Man,
like 5
Granite.
goals.
Whoa.
I thought you were talking about Granite. Who are you talking about?
Shaqiri.
Nah. So it's all about the Granite. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the
Did you not see what he did? But anyway.
Yeah, no, for real. He's got world bender.
Yeah, no, I think Switzerland had to score like 4 or 5 to finish second. Yeah, it was not happening.
Yeah, it's wrong. Bale, JB says Bale, Ramsey, Moore, and Dan James are the 4 best players in the world squad. They all know their roles. They all know what they're doing. Iklas says.
That's a target, man. Lamb.
Always bleeding, bro. What's the matter with the guy?
Oh, we got a good question coming up. Very good question coming up. Iklas says, my boy Scotty Tuhati, Lindelof, Fred, James, all doing bits for their country. Iklas, wait, what? Iklas, you're not even a Man United fan. Why are you saying all the Man United players?
Oh.
That's crazy. Well, let's hope Jadon Sancho signs and then he can start doing bits for England. Because flipping heck, it's a shocker. Sam Lewis says,
I just find it hilarious.
It's the same in every sport. Get a small lead, make fans lose 10 years of their life expectancy watching them defend with nothing but vibes and good luck.
Damn.
Listen, the fact that they even allowed him, Ryan Giggs, to be the manager when he refused to play friendlies, it's just unacceptable. That's a disgrace. That's a disgrace.
And they never qualified because of his nonsense. When Wales was there, when Giggs was there, they didn't qualify for nothing. How long was he a Wales player? The guy's career was like 30 years long.
6 years,
exactly.
Jack while he was there.
But then he's got like, so that's why.
Right,
I'm gonna Google his appearances for Wales. You guys carry on.
Everything about Ryan Giggs. Oh,
carry on. Oh my god,
it's all mad. It's all mad.
Big up, Mo. Welcome to Oscar and the boys.
Oscar. Ryan Giggs' professional debut for Wales was in 1991. Do you want to know how many games he played for Wales?
Is it a single digit?
In 1991, this guy made the national team. He must have been 12.
No, he was established at Man United in 92, wasn't he? So
was he established?
Yeah, because they have a banner at Old Trafford that says "Tearing You Apart" since '92. So
yeah, but I thought that's like, you know how, like, I don't know, Smith Rowe has played for Arsenal this season. I thought it's like that.
Yeah, it might be.
Anyway, he has played since 1991. He's played 64 times for Wales. 64 since 91.
And his career was like 30 years long. He was winning Player of the Year 25 years into his career.
It says he stopped playing in 2007. This guy played over 15 years for his country and made 64 appearances. Disgrace.
That's a joke.
That's an absolute joke. He has more goals for Man United than he has appearances for Wales. That's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous.
Hunter said Hazard over Giggles. Yeah, I'm with that, bro. Get Giggs out of there.
Giggles.
Giggles?
Get him out. Yeah, no, I feel passionately about Giggs, man. I can't stand that guy. Giggs was a more mobile version of Beckham. Have a day off. Have a day off.
Also, we can't lie. Giggs in the 90s, he was nimble. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. In the 90s, he was nimble.
He said Beckham.
Listen, Beckham could stand in one position for 90 minutes. As long as the ball was to his feet, ping.
I'll give Giggs the 90s up until United won that treble. From 99 to the rest of his career, could care less about Ryan Giggs. Every time we went to play United, I didn't fear him at all. So, yeah.
I got nightmares of him from 99.
Hey, JB's
tearing you apart again.
Giggs in his prime's better than Hazard. Oscar looks hurt, boy. You look hurt by that one. I mean,
back to Wales.
Let's move on.
Back to Wales. Look, Italy. Let's talk Italy very quickly. Yeah, smashed it. 3 wins.
Read Hunter's comment first.
I said Giggs is your modern day Stuart Armstrong.
This is a fact.
Whoa.
This is a fact.
Good grief. No, we're not talking Scotland Stuart Armstrong, are we?
Mad.
We're not talking.
Yeah,
What,
man.
Southampton's Stuart Armstrong?
Ralph Hasenhüttl was Stuart Armstrong, man.
Holy smokes. No, the second one.
Who, by the way, Ralph Hasenhüttl was on a yellow card at the start of the season. If I do not see him pick up the pace, if he does not pick up the pace early on by the international break, he needs to get a step in.
He starts on a yellow.
Four bad results in his first 7. He's gone. In your hook.
Like
It's the Champions League, you know. He starts the game
yeah,
on
but
yellow.
it carries over. The yellow cards carry over. They carry over.
Come on, Denmark. I need to be watching Denmark, bro.
Yeah, Denmark are doing bits. It's 2-0 at the moment.
Is that ITV?
Bruv, man, ban Denmark. I'm not trying to hear none of that.
It's on the red card. The red card, the red button. That's it. The red card.
Listen. Bruv, Denmark can coach, blood. I want Finland going through, blood.
This Belgium game is interesting. It's currently 0-0. It seems like
Belgium doing nothing.
Belgium had a better team. Hazard's had a lot of chances. He's just like straight at the keeper here and there. It's not looking fluid for Belgium yet, but they're there.
Finland are tough opposition.
Oh, yeah, no.
Tough position.
Hunter said,
I was going to say Italy.
Over a 1-0 win. Shameless.
Is that when he beat? When did he beat Liverpool?
Shameless.
Liverpool.
Did we give him not that guy for that?
No, I don't think he did.
I think he got.
He was balling.
But yeah, back to Italy.
Guy lost 9-0 twice. Get out of here, man. This guy lost 9-0 twice.
Do you remember Italy? Was it against Arsenal when he scored? When they took the lead against Arsenal, he started celebrating. He started doing this. He started doing the calm down.
Yeah, that gift.
Oh, that guy is hilarious, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, let's move on.
Anyway,
I was going to say back to Italy. Italy are looking team favourites at the moment. If we can say everything so far.
That's why you give me my money, bro. Give me my money, cuz.
They're not favourites. They're playing great football, but
I'm saying if we look at how everything's played so far, Italy are looking like the ones that they're on job. Let's get this job done. They're trying to go for this.
In fairness, yeah, Italy are playing in a group that has Xhaka with a blonde hair dye. So that team, get them out of there. Then you've got Turkey. Boy, I'm coming for head top.
Turkey.
All you man that were talking dark horse about Turkey need to get in the bin.
Look, they're just a dark turkey. They got burnt the hell out of this tournament. Are you mad? That's a dark horse, dark turkey.
You must play with the AOL dialogue. The heck?
Nah,
Black turkey, fam.
I thought Yilmaz was going to come to this tournament and ball out.
You almost thought this was thought it was League On.
You lot make me sick.
No, I thought Hakan would feed him.
You man make me sick. Who had them? I'm trying to find who had them.
Hey, SW6, tell him again, man.
Adrian, it was you.
Not
Yeah,
me.
I was horribly wrong.
Adrian had them in the surprise package. I was surprised about how terrible they were, Adrian.
Yeah.
Man.
I was kind of right.
Fam, if you look at this, we thought North Macedonia were going to be the worst team, but fam, Turkey has had
No, they're the worst team. They've got no points and -7 goal difference. They're the worst team. Say what you want. Have they scored a goal? Did they score a goal?
I don't think they did.
Yeah, they scored one. They did again, Switzerland.
Oh, so they conceded 8. So they conceded 8 and scored 1.
Hunter said
Yes.
Yilmaz doing his best Werner impression. They thought they were coming to the Euros with a 35-year-old striker. Oh my
He
god!
thought he was playing Angers.
Oh my god! Yeah, he said, "Get the words right out of my mouth. This ain't League 1. It's not."
Hey, guys. Who's got Netherlands? Who's got Netherlands in the sweepstakes?
Yeah, the spelling is superb. That spelling for League 1 is superb.
I
love it.
Hey, man, who's got Netherlands?
I think it's me.
Not me.
Is it you? Yeah.
I don't know what I got, to be fair.
Don't worry, they'll be out. Don't worry. Next round they're out. Don't worry about it.
I
Don't wait.
got Turkey though, so I can thank Platini Robin for that one.
I think it's me. I think it's me. You know. I think
Don't
I got Netherlands as well, bruv. You're done.
David, don't worry. They are flying home by this next week pod.
I hate you.
By this pod, by this podcast, they'll be back
Stop
in Amsterdam
hating,
chilling.
bruv. Stop hating, cuz.
The pirate will be with his
Brandon
Barcelona
has a
shirt.
point, though.
I
Brandon
can
has a
see
point.
Holland's winning it, you know.
Brandon has a point. He said Depay for player of the tournament. We all were kind of like, nah. Depay has been doing okay.
I wasn't. I said I thought about it. Yeah.
He's done okay, but listen, I'm not going to let what Adrian just said slip out of his mouth. We're just going to walk by. Listen, I understand we're getting comments from Chicago, big up Chi-Town, but what Adrian just said right now, where he said he thinks Holland could win the Euros.
No.
Somebody sanction him.
On a backdoor thing.
Oh my god!
On a back door.
Again.
On a backdoor thing.
On the back. Listen, the back door is filled. I see Italy's there, Belgium is there. There's no room for the back door now. It's just Italy and Belgium. Okay, Holland, the Netherlands. You must be freaking kidding me. Listen, I'm all for the black kit that they wore today, looking saucy. With the tie with 10, with the little, you know what I'm saying? And when did he change his name from Memphis to Depay? Does anyone remember? Because did he have Depay yesterday?
It was at United. It was at United.
Yeah.
It was at United. He changed it.
Really? So he had Memphis one year and had Depay the other.
Yeah, easy said.
No. He changed it to Memphis.
In this Belgium game, do you remember I told you guys Hazard was missing chances? He just missed another one. Ball came to him in the box. He didn't have much time to take a shot, but he pinged it straight in the goalkeeper.
You see, who's this Edin? Is this Edin, yeah?
Not Edin.
Tell Edin to get on keto. He needs to just cut the carbs. Because he's not sharp. He's not sharp. Because he's not sharp. He needs food that support the brain. He's not sharp.
Okay. We spoke about
always serious.
And somebody mentioned earlier, it was a long time ago, somebody had a comment.
Yeah.
David,
so it's the best kit.
What's the best kit? What do you guys think is the best kit of the Euros so far?
Germany. That home kit with the flags on the side.
David, tell them again, please. Tell them again.
You can't say the suit. The suit don't count. The suit don't count.
Mancini's suit is the best kit at the Euros.
You can't do that.
The suit can't count.
I see this as well, you know, to be fair.
Do you know what though? Whose kit did I see that wasn't too bad?
Portugal's kit is clear.
I'm not a fan of the thin stripes. You know, the very thin one. I'm not really a fan of it.
I enjoy Wales' kit. I think that's very, very good. Lukaku. That's it. It's 1-0 Belgium. Looked like it was offside, but it was 1-0. It's 1-0 Belgium.
Hey, why are you ahead of me, man?
Oh, sorry.
Player of the tournament. There's your player of the tournament, ladies and gentlemen.
And guess who gave him the assist, guys? Have a guess.
Torgan Hazard. Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh, okay. I was going to be here all day avoiding Edin.
I thought we would have the way you phrase it.
Sorry, I have to address this comment. Oscar, certain man tried to tell you that Hazard is done out. He's still got tech, but no confidence in 1v1 situations. Doesn't believe he has the agility, acceleration anymore. Well, Mo, you're capping because you told me Hazard would not start a game for Belgium, and he started today. And it's just the finishing that's off today. He's played really well, I think. But
keto. That's what I'm saying. Just cut the bread, cut the pasta.
And then piss on the stick.
But yeah,
this guy's This guy's got a back off like friggin' like Cardi B, man. This guy needs to keep it moving, like you know what I'm saying. You know, man.
What when Edin lifts this trophy? Watch, I'm coming for all of you.
Like he'll be twerking in front of the trophy, man. This guy, give it to Big Rom.
Hazard has actually played well. That's what I think too, man. That's what I think. They're checking the goal. They're checking the goal for VAR, but it was a beautiful.
Big Rom, blood. Are you dumb?
top goal scorer Tings. Top goal scorer Tings. I predicted him top goal scorer. Nice. Yeah. Oscar groups. We were since we're talking on Holland. They've topped Group C, all free games, free wins. Austria second place. Ukraine in third with 3 points. Not too bad. I think it's quite an entertaining group. Like North Macedonia brought the spice to this group, which kind of made that group move. Do you know what I'm saying? Because when we saw it, it was like, who's watching North Macedonia, Austria? But that game actually was not too bad. And Ukraine-Holland was a good game, entertaining game there. So look, no one's pulling up trees for me.
No goal. It's offside. De Bruyne.
Oh no!
Lukaku goal chalked off.
Oh no! All right. Group D, obviously England's group. We spoke about that. Czech Republic are topping the group, guys. Like, this is a big game, as we've mentioned. What's the score prediction going to be for Czech Republic against England tomorrow night?
No, I don't know how that works, to be honest, because they're both on the same with everything, aren't they?
No, England have 1 goal less goal difference. Czech have 2.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Czech beat Scotland 2.
Okay, that's
I think Southgate will bend to the criticisms. I think we will see changes. I think we will see Grealish starting. We will see Sancho off the bench probably. And I think England will just about get over the line and win the game, maybe 1 or 2-0. Not in the best fashion, but enough.
Yeah, do we think Croatia or
Let's
Scotland?
go back to England real quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Go on then.
I was going to say something because everything's moving mad for me. But
Look
yeah.
at this guy.
Go back to England. What
Anyway.
you say?
Anyways, I was going to say, for England, wouldn't it be better? In theory, wouldn't they play for the draw if that's the case?
Bro,
Bro,
have you seen who
don't
they...
Bro.
Listen, just get through.
Am I still moving mad?
No.
No,
Okay.
you're fine. You're fine.
You're fine.
Guys, we've got a question for the panel.
Okay.
Mo has come back to me and he said, "I never said that he wouldn't start. You definitely did, but he says I wouldn't say. I said he wouldn't make a difference. Plus, all I said is Jack Grealish now starts over Hazard. The panel should be asked right now: Grealish or Hazard, left wing? Who are you taking, guys?
What, in 2021?
Yeah, well, the conversation was centered around who would Grealish displace in certain nations. You know, because Grealish is not getting into the England team. Many people feel like he would get into any other team. Would he get in? Would he start for Belgium over Hazard, Jack Grealish?
On reputation, no.
Another question. Random question. If you have a British passport, can you technically play for any British team?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm just random question.
I don't know.
I'd assume so.
I don't
Like,
know.
you don't need a passport to go to Scotland or Wales. So, yeah, you could play for any.
Easy said Grealish. Mo said now, not before 2021.
I'm taking
No,
Grealish still.
You picked the wrong room for this one because Peter loves experience, isn't it? So he's going to go with Hazard.
Yeah, listen, I'm not anti-Grealish, but listen, man, Hazard's catalogue, man. Well, I'm just going to put that to bed. I can't.
I don't think he's finished. I don't buy into this argument that he's
I
a young
can't.
player that's never going to be good again. I think he needs the right circumstances, and I think this European Championship, where the quality of opposition is not that high, Eden Hazard is going to light it up. That's what I think personally.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult for me. Okay, yeah, so Croatia and Scotland, who's finishing third? They're both on 1 point each. They play each other next.
Croatia.
Beat Scotland.
Croatia. Scotland are done.
The lack of Billy Gilmore, or shall I say Billy Esther, as he's been referred to,
Wow.
is
Wow.
really going to be crippling for Scotland. I don't think they have
Would
enough.
you have to say there's a big loss though?
But we've got Kieran Tierney. He came down from Scotland to be number 3. He's better than Ashley or Kieran Tierney. And Andy Robertson.
Huh?
Che Adams.
What? Hang on a minute. His song is better than himself.
Huh?
You just said he's better than Ashley and Kieran Tierney.
No, he's back. Kieran Tierney. Not and. He's better than Ashley Kieran Tierney.
As long as Robertson's name in. Well, in fact, that's blasphemous. He's cool on it.
Listen, catch this on.
All of these songs are blasphemous. Arsenal
Listen.
fans think Rob Holding is better than Cannavaro. That's what they sing.
No, but we changed it. We changed it to he's won more than Pochettino.
Now, today.
Pochettino is better than Rob Holding.
First of all, what we sing is he's won more than Pochettino, which is hilarious.
What about
That is-
Pochettino as a player? I'm pretty sure he won more than Rob Holding.
What did he win as a player?
I don't know.
I don't know, you know.
He played for
I
Espanyol
think
and PSG. Tell me, what did he win?
Argentina were
PSG then.
When Leon were winning 8 league titles in a row? I don't think so.
He was playing in the 90s. If he played for PSG then, he's one of the founding members.
Mate, Didier Deschamps was winning league titles with Marseille back then.
Didier Deschamps, Chelsea man. I love the guy. Love the guy. SW6 says, didn't know Leandro Trossard makes the Belgium squad. Yeah, he started today.
He was in the squad. Yeah. I think Scotland are going to beat Croatia, guys. I think Scotland will sneak into third place. Just want to say that.
Easy said, so I'm the only person taking Grealish over Hazard. No, David agreed with you and Mo agreed with you. Robin, you didn't say Grealish or Hazard.
It depends on if it's now.
It's right now.
Grealish. Yeah, Grealish.
Fair enough.
I'll just put I'd put Hazard on a keto thing, and we're back again. We're back again.
Edding all day, man. Edding all day. Where are we now?
What games were there?
Okay, we go into Group E: Sweden, Slovakia, Spain, Poland. Spain are in the mud, fam. Third place.
Spain in the mud.
I wanted Spain in the mud, and here we are. Spain in the mud. Morata up front. That's what you get.
Yeah, Morata up front is a howl. That is a howl. I'll tell you that.
Morata's number 7. He's the number 7. You spit in the face of Raul. He's your number 7.
It's an expensive mistake. It's just one big, massive mistake. It's so costly.
But why? No, David.
High fees as well.
Keep buying him
for high transfers as well.
I still feel
big trust.
Even GK, because I know GK's got that interesting ball knowledge. He'll always come with a different perspective, but he's always got something to back it up. But even he knows Morata's trash.
Do you know what it is? Physically, he should be amazing, but the guy just ain't got no balls. It's as simple as that. He's just not got the minerals.
He's got nothing about him. He's scared of. That's horrible. Belgium have scored, and it's Vermaelen. Can you imagine, David? Vermaelen.
What?
So
President retired by now.
No, but hear this though. Ball's coming from a
Belgian
corner.
defenders.
Vermaelen heads it, hits the post, hits the back of the goalkeeper, and goes in.
Is that not a goal?
Finland, you're letting me down, man.
Are they?
Yeah, the only team that's gonna go out, bruv.
Oh, in your sweepstakes.
Yeah, bruv.
Sorry about that.
In fairness, there wasn't much hope in there.
Lot of comments
I got one through the mighty Wales. Let's go.
Yeah. My German's going through too. GK said Morata only good in the air, relies on headers. JB says Morata and Moreno are both poor for Spain. Adrian, you're not gonna like this one. Morata wasn't dead when he hit Anfield, though. He wasn't dead when he hit Anfield.
He hit me a wall. What is it? Bad? Is it like Somali or keeper level bad?
That's Somali. Somali goalkeeper.
Now he's the man, though. Why did he roll like that?
If we have any Somali, please explain to us what your goalkeeper was doing yesterday. Flipping heck. JB says,
Howler, bro, this goal is bad, you know.
Howler. JB said, my dad was watching the Spain game and was not impressed by what he saw from the Spain team. He said there was no one in there with authority. No one could dictate the game for them. My dad said watching Spain against Poland was like watching an under-21s game. He felt it was a bunch of boys playing. It was horrible. I was happy when Lewandowski got his goal, though. Big up Lewan.
Yeah, I was happy. Very happy.
Yeah. Where's
Lewandowski?
There we go, Pete. We've just been rinsing Morata and Spain. Where's he next?
Let's talk about Isak of Sweden, bro. Big up the Eritrean gang.
What a baller!
What a goal! What a goal! I know we were saving it for the awards, but he's already won 2 of mine.
Delish. And of course,
I missed as well.
That was what I missed. And then, of course, you got the Slovakians. They're doing their thing in second place. Big up them, man. Poland, you get me, Lewandowski finally off the score sheet there, off the mark rather. But yeah, very tight group, guys. Listen, Sweden on 4 points, Slovakia on 3 points, Spain on 2, Poland on 1. Poland can still top this group in 4th place. They can still top this group in the Sunday. Spain are second bottom, but they're third.
Yeah, no, Spain are in the mud, and they're the bottom. They're the current bottom 3rd place team.
Yes, they are, and that's how I kicked off with Spain in the mud, because it was absolutely treacherous scenes.
They need to oil up Adam. That's what they need to do. Oil him properly.
Mr. Willie properly. I love it all. I love it all. Okay, Oscar, that's all the groups done. We can go to the goal of the week if we'd like to.
Oh, that was quick.
Yes, we've been asked goal of the week. GK asked us goal of the tournament. Who got goal of the week last week?
Was it Yarmolenko?
No, it was shit, man.
Patrick Schick.
It was Patrick Schick against Scotland from 45 yards out.
This week, Isak.
This week, Isak.
Isak's goal was dangerous.
Turn everyone left, right, and centre.
Is he goal of the week? Yeah,
he's really, really good. I think today.
You know what though?
Holland had a brilliant counter attack today. I'm not gonna lie. Enjoy that.
Along those lines, Ronaldo's second goal against Hungary. I was in the fields when I saw Bruno Fernandes give that touch. He thought, man, what it would be like. What would it be like if Christie could come back to Manchester United? Because that touch and that play was just scrumptious. I love that Ronaldo goal, personally speaking.
Oh, man, I'm saying AC with a banger. What did Christensen score? Anybody watching the Denmark game?
Said AC with a
yes, he did. He did have a banger.
Is it worthy of note?
Of course he scored a banger. Guess what? He's never scored a goal for Chelsea. Of course he scores a banger for Denmark. Of course. But big up Denmark. Look like they're going through, guys. Denmark are here.
Not quite, Oscar. Oh, actually, no. Okay,
no,
now they're
second now.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, because
the second.
Because wait, are Belgium winning?
Yeah,
Belgium are winning.
Wait, I thought the goal was disallowed. Was there another goal that I missed?
The Belgium.
Yes.
The keeper's had a howler.
You missed a howler.
You're not making it seem like it was the keeper's fault. It's not his fault. It's not
the keeper's fault. It's not. But it's a howler still.
Okay, so imagine this though. Finland are now bottom with that.
Oh my gosh. No. Christensen is goal of the week. Oh my gosh, that's a banger. Hey, it was an absolute golazo. Guys, have a look at it if you can. Oh.
I've seen it.
Oh, golazo. Yeah, JB says, what a goal from Andreas Christensen.
See, obviously I haven't seen the goal, so listen, I'm happy to concede. If it's that much of a banger for goal of the week. I personally, I don't think I've seen the Isak goal. I might need to go and watch that now. I didn't watch that game. My Percy is Ronaldo's second against Hungary. That's my Percy, but happy to hear everybody else's.
That is. How about those Belgium goals against Denmark? That Kevin De Bruyne. Woo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was Thursday night, wasn't it? Yeah. Not bad. Yeah, not bad at all.
Oh, good shout from Hungary's defender, because he shouldn't have allowed to done that.
Viola,
but he did it, and that was not allowed.
No, you're absolutely right.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Says, ain't no way.
Ain't no way. By the way, Stephen A. Smith.
I've just seen the goal.
On the Euros.
Sorry, I've conceded. I've just seen Christensen's goal. It wins.
Big Rom. Big Rom. 2-0 Belgium. Done.
Oh, game done. So Finland are going home, which is crazy because Finland are now dropped to 4th place and Russia are in 3rd. And I want Russia to get the heck out of here. I need to see some Finland because their kit is one of the baddest in the Euros, by the way. Their kit is shower.
Wait, how many points is Russia on?
They're all on 3. Russia, Denmark, Finland
Russia
are all on 3.
Then Russia will probably go out then because remember, most of the 3rd place is team. No, I'm saying in terms of in progressing, there's more teams in 3rd place with 4 points.
And the thing is, they've got a -4 goal difference, whereas Finland have a -1. Finland would actually go through in 3rd place, whereas Russia cannot go through in 3rd place with their -4. Who has -4? Yo.
He's seeing that Christensen goal. He's just
Christensen's goal is amazing.
Okay, listen. If you guys are happy to give it a goal of the week, I'm happy to consider.
You see, like your Boas got Leeds, man, my guy.
Oh yeah. Okay, one of them.
Banger, blood.
You done a Tony Yeboah.
I'm not gonna lie. The fact that this game is in Copenhagen is 4-1 Denmark. The crowd are going crazy. Obviously, what's happened to them in the first game with Christian Eriksen, it's a real moment in the tournament. I feel like that's going to be something remembered for a long time in Danish history.
So Denmark are beating who? Denmark are beating Russia.
Russia, yeah.
Yes, now Finland have gone up to third, meaning Russia have gone down to fourth. Now we're talking. Come on, Denmark. Come on, let's get Kasper getting in the act. Come on.
I'm losing. I was expecting to lose Russia, so it's fine.
Yeah. It's not.
One of my teams is going to.
Wait, did Finland go through, blood?
Yeah, Finland go through now.
Whoa. It depends on the goal difference and all that stuff.
Stop hating, bro. Stop hating, guys.
Because they still might be going on.
Hey, that's all three, blood.
It's minus one goal difference, Robin, and it's the same with about two other teams as well on the same points.
Stop hating, cuz.
Listen, Christensen's going to get goal of the week. Let's move on. Let's move on. Christensen is goal of the week. Okay, we're going to give it to
Big Rom, allow me, bruv.
It's Rom giving him the business still.
Rom is giving them the business.
Oh my God. Hey, Rom, allow it. Allow it.
I told you. I said pause, but you guys did not want to pause. You guys did not want to pause.
Allow me, bruv.
Oscar, tell Big Rob to hold that, fam. Hold that.
Hold the leg, bro.
We need Finland to go through, fam.
He's coming off.
Hey,
right,
Big Rom, bro.
Okay, team of the week. Oscar, team of the week.
Germany.
Sorry, guys. You wanted Big Rom to hold the leg, but they've just subbed him off, and another guy who's a guaranteed goal scorer is Christian.
Is who Christian? Oh, okay. Listen, thank God. I thought he was going to say Michy Batshuayi.
I don't see Michy. Did Michy come on?
Yeah, Michy's already on, blood.
Dear.
He's on. Yeah, Michy's on. Okay, so another goal's coming. Sorry,
whatever.
Anyways, my team of the week is Germany because they surprised me a lot.
Nah, guys, we need to give it to Denmark still, bruv. They're just giving Putin the business, bruv.
Here we go, guys. Eden Hazard. Oh my gosh.
Let's give it Putin the business. None of them are gonna be able to walk home after this result, boy.
Bro. Hey, Putin's gonna be on them, blood.
My team of the week is going to be Italy still because they've won 2 games since we last pod, and they've been convincing, man.
No goals conceded, right?
No goals conceded. I think it's 15 games now. They haven't conceded a goal.
I don't even think that's a discussion point. It has to be Italy. They played the best football. They've looked good doing it. They've scored good goals, and they haven't conceded. Mancini is doing a fantastic job with this side.
Yes, man. I'm giving it to Italia. Respect for Italia. They are the team of the week. Who is the player of the week?
Do Scotland get an honourable mention? No? Fair enough.
A warm mensch for sure.
Germany.
The Scotland fans are slightly not that guy still, but
yeah man.
Scotland fans?
Yeah, because they
trash London.
They trash Trafalgar Square, man.
Do you know why? I'll tell you what, if I've heard that Scotland and Ireland do well, they usually clean up after their mess, right? But when we turn up in Glasgow, in Edinburgh, in Aberdeen, have you seen the carnage we've left over there? Holy smokes. They came down with the National Front. No surrender. That's what they came down with. And they came in their droves.
But this is like thousands of people came from Scotland to London without a ticket. They just came for
20,000 came for a lash.
For a day on the lash.
Oscar, a Friday 8 p.m. kickoff? What did they expect?
Yeah.
What's their Prime Minister called?
Nicola Sturgeon. Adrian was fuming about that.
Nicola Sturgeon was on the lash and all, blood. I see her in Trafalgar Square, blood. You know what I'm saying? She was right on it.
Oh, she was proud. See in front of the TV.
Yeah. Watching the anthem. Against Czech Republic, first game, she was just standing nonchalant, still. Bam. That's what you have to learn. You have to learn your national anthem, boy. Because if the Prime Minister's watching you verbatim, which one? Who's that guy? Who didn't sing? Who's that one over there? Number 5. Yeah, him.
The Scots, they care, man. They care.
Remember that election, yeah, where Theresa May was standing like she was about to do a knuckleball in the promo.
I said Theresa May knuckleball, you know.
Theresa May was on this thing, blood. She made me laugh, man. Oh, what a G! What a G! That woman, she cried for the country, man. When she left, she cried for this country, man. It mattered to her, man. Politics, anyway, aside.
I said Oscar from Kilburn, you know. I'm not from KB, but I'm close by.
It's a KB, you know. Okay, so team of the week is Italia. Player of the week.
Player of the week.
Gusens.
Yes.
Gusens was fantastic. He was really
bullied Semedo.
That's not difficult, is it? That's not really even a task, is it? Really?
Not really a task, but I'll go on an assist from left wing back is actually was it not 2 assists?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I believe he got 2 assists.
Yeah, goal and 2 assists from left wing back. I mean, that's the feat there.
Yeah, I mean, he did really well.
He got one. He got 1 assist. Kimmich got the other assist, and obviously the others were own goals.
I like
Ronaldo's had a phenomenal week considering the circumstances. I think he's got 3 goals in the tournament. He got an assist against Germany. Obviously, Big Rom is ever present as well, doing his thing.
I would say not this week for Big Rom, just because in the first game he scored twice, second game he didn't score. I would go more for a Kevin De Bruyne because he came on when they were 1-0 down, completely changed the game, scored. He's got himself an assist in this game as well. If I'm talking Belgium, I go Kevin De Bruyne.
Got Memphis Depay as well. It's been decent. It's tough to do player of the week. It's very, very tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Guzens though.
Yeah, Guzens is one seller. It's just because you expect out of the players that you mentioned, you more expect it. Whereas Guzens is not a player every day.
You just ain't heard of this bloke.
Yeah.
Man, just ain't heard of this brother. I was like, Guzon? Who's this brother?
Okay, David.
Yo.
He's not that guy this week, fam.
Bob, I have a list for you, man, bro.
There's a whole lot.
There's a list.
There's a whole lot.
We're going to start off with the Dibby. The man them from North London, the fake Real Madrid, that play in that stadium that looks like a toilet bowl. Tottenham Hotspurs, you man are just at the job centre, bruv. Like, what's going on, bruv?
Are they having a howler?
You're having a howler with your manager. Search, yeah, bruv. Go to the job centre, bruv.
For real.
You might have to find your things there, blood.
Real talk. Would any of you men take it? Would any of you men take it?
No.
Listen, no. Now, go on to those candidates. I beg you, David, reel off them candidates because they are shocking.
Well, bro, I can't remember, bro. You got one that doesn't support women in football, bro. You need to get out of here, bro.
Oh, there's a starting 11.
What?
Managers. There's a starting 11 of managers they've spoken to.
Literally, one plays in centre mid, one plays in the DM.
Nuno's in goal.
One in the wing. So Fonseca was on the wing.
Oh man. So Tottenham Hotspurs, you're not that guy, bruv. Your bar's been your standards have already been low. Come on, bruv. We need it to a little bit. Come on, it's already low enough. Let's not do this, bruv.
On
next in line.
Okay,
right,
you carry on. No, you carry on. You carry on because it's not.
Next one, bruv. You dodged the bullet last week because of what's his name? Is it David Marshall, bruv? You dodged, but this week you're getting it, bruv. Yeah. UEFA, yeah. You man are clowns, bruv. Yeah, and this is including the government as well, bruv. You've stopped man them. You've stopped man them from going on holiday. You didn't lock off the Indian thing, yeah. And now 2-2 is now in the papers. Man them want sponsors, politicians, broadcasters, fans that make the final and semi-final to all come to the country with no quarantine, bruv. Are you man down, bruv? UEFA and Boris Johnson. Matt Hancock, Grant, what's his name? Grant Sharps, whatever the transport sector. You're not that guy, bruv. Sort your crap out, blood.
David, there's more for you, Apon. There's more, fam. There's more.
There is more. Don't worry, I'm coming. I'm coming. Relax, blood. I got you, Peter, blood. I got you, bruv. Hey, You dodged the bullet last week with that stupid car, blood, before the first game, blood. I'm getting it this week, bruv. Now, once again, blood, UEFA, blood, UEFA. Yeah? I don't know who you have in your mid department. I don't know who's in charge of this area, yeah? But you man you're so dumb, bruv. You know Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't do fizzy drinks, blood, yeah?
Oh, fam.
Coca-Cola, throw yourselves in there as well, yeah? My man...
No. They're the winners.
Right? Oh, no, Adrian, they're really not, bruv.
Oh,
They're
Adrian.
actually really not.
Oh, you ain't heard.
Bro,
you haven't heard.
Ronaldo,
Oh, okay.
listen. Hey, you might have to change that W to a fat L, bro. Yeah? Bro, Adrian, listen to this, yeah? Ronaldo, 170 million Instagram followers, yeah? My man promotes healthy living, bruv, yeah? So 2-2 now. He's just lenged off the Hungarians, bruv, yeah? Comes into the press conference room, yeah? There is 2 bottles of Coca-Cola sat there on the table, bruv.
Oh, God.
Man was so disgusted, he moves it. I don't know where he put it. I think he put it underneath the table. Then he goes, water. He said agua in Spanish or Portuguese, whatever. 2-2 now. The next day, blood. If you had investment in Coca-Cola, yeah, you're pissed, blood. You know why? Because you lost 4 billion, blood. Wiped off 4 billion. Wiped off 4 billion, blood. Off the value, guys. Yeah. 2-2 now. The next day, the following, I don't know what day was the following day, blood. Yeah. We have Paul Pogba, blood. I don't know how many followers he's got. But fam, we all know my man's Muslim. What do they decide to put in front of him? 2 bottles of Coca-Cola and Heineken, blood. Which is not halal, bruv. It is not halal, bro. It is not halal, bro. What? And then, yeah, Heineken have the absolute goal, yeah, the temerity to say, wallahi, bruv. Wallahi, it's halal. Halal, bruv. Man says 0%. It is 0% alcohol, bruv.
It was 0%.
It was a 0% version. It was a 0% version.
Hey, listen. If it's the 0% version, yeah, do you know how long I've worked at the O2, bro? Do you know how many man I've seen licked off, blood? Where do you sell that? Where do they sell the 0% alcohol? I want to know.
They sell it everywhere. Like literally,
Oscar 0%. By the way, 0% doesn't mean no alcohol. It doesn't mean no alcohol. It just means it's a low enough that you can. It's a low amount of alcohol that you can pass for 0 alcohol. There's still like 2%. Yeah, it's still like 2% in there.
There you go, Abdi. Abdi's helping me out. You see? When Pogba looked at this thing, when Pogba looked at the thing, guys, what are these not trying to do? So what I need, yeah, UEFA, yeah, I need UEFA, Coca-Cola, yeah, and Heineken, yeah. Just in case Boris lets you into the country for the semi-finals and final, yeah. Before you come to Wembley, yeah, I need you to go down the M2 to Canterbury, yeah. I need you to go see the Archbishop of Canterbury, bro. You need to go in that confessional box and just ask for forgiveness, yeah. Well, and then the Archbishop will go, yeah. Your sins are forgiven. Go sin no more, yeah. But wallahi, you're not that guy, bruv. Sort it out, bruv.
Oh my god.
Just out here telling lies, bruv. Donuts.
David. Yes. Okay. Carry on.
One more. This one, Hall of Fame, bruv. This one has to go. Hall of Fame. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Hall of Fame of Not That Guy here is reserved for outstanding performances of stupidity, bruv. Yeah. Now, this gentleman. So we got, for example, let me give you. We got Roy Hodgson in there for his World Cup performance and getting knocked out by Iceland. Sam Allardyce getting fired from his England job after one game. We got Griezmann in there for his blackface shenanigans. I'm sure the Frenchmen are in there. Benzema, whatever all that nonsense with that blackmail, they're all in there. Now add this guy onto the.
To the Hall of Fame.
He's
Don't
a
forget,
very young man.
William Saliba's in there too. Don't
Yeah,
forget.
Saliba is in there.
Saliba's in there for his.
You can't forget.
I thought Guardiola's in there somewhere.
Guardiola.
Alan Pardiola's in there somewhere. Alan
Pardiola's
So
in there,
this gentleman was born, April 27th, 2000, bruv. In Montreal, Quebec, bruv,
Huh.
He's a goalkeeper. He plays for the Portuguese club Vitória Setúbal, And he's only played one game, Now, this week, this gentleman, I don't know what he was thinking, but
I remember.
They're playing Canada. I don't know what if this is a friendly. And so the defender's thinking he's under pressure. Let me give it back to my goalkeeper,
Oh, God.
The goalkeeper proceeds to miskick the ball twice, and then scores a non-goal. Now I don't know what happened, but this country is going through a lot of stuff, They've got the volcano thing, and this gentleman, and people are donating, and that this gentleman is taking brown envelopes in a back room somewhere. This is absolutely shocking goalkeeping, Hall of Famer. So let me get his full name. What's his full name, bruv?
French.
Jose Duverga, You love that guy, bruv! Guys, go on Twitter, you'll see it, bruv. It is a howler of a goal, bruv.
It's not gonna highlight fixing.
No,
Simple as that.
the goal. Yeah, it is match fixing at the highest order. That goalkeeping was.
And I think Mr. Platini here is the one that was involved in this, bro. Robin Platini was in there, bruv.
David, you've missed another one with UEFA. How
What
are we forgetting
have they done now?
Guys, 24 hours ago, I swear it was 24 hours ago, Manuel Neuer wearing a captain wearing a captain armband, rainbow ting, you get me, like equality and all that, pride and all that, LGBT, and you know what I mean, and all that, Pride Month and all that. So the Germans offering that, olive branch to anyone that's of any, let's say, sexual preference. Manuel Neuer facing in UEFA investigation and fine after wearing a rainbow armband for it being too political.
What's one of their thing? What's one of their logos?
Respect.
And it's on the flag.
Respect.
No, you got the country's thing. Equal game. You ain't like that. You're not that.
He's there.
Respect. You're together, bruv.
I have it in the branding right there.
Equal game. UEFA need to go into the Hall of Fame for everything that has occurred with them, especially in today's episode. They have to go to the Hall of Fame.
Germany did. Germany, they lit up the Allianz Arena, the rainbow colours, just to mug it off.
Just to mug them off. I think, oh God. Oh my days. That is too funny, blood.
Man.
They're not being serious, fam. There's been a hell of a lot of people that are just not serious, blood. There's been a hell of a lot. My God, that was hilarious. Oh, man. Guys, we end with a... They're gone?
I was going to say, a few people want to talk about the opening fixtures before we end it of the season. I was going to say, shall we save that when we come back?
I think we can save that for later on.
Because we'll do Premier League. We'll do a pre-Premier League thing once the Euros are over.
I will touch on this though.
Talk about
I'll touch on this one last thing. Manchester City have officially come out with a bid, 100 million quid for Tottenham's Harry Kane. What are your thoughts?
Harold Jebediah Kane.
If I'm the owner of Tottenham, you sell.
Hey.
I don't see it happening.
Selling.
If I'm the owner of Tottenham, I squeeze for a little more money.
Yeah, I don't think 100 is enough.
In the pandemic.
It's not that it's not enough. I just feel like you can get more. You can get more from City.
I don't know. I feel like Kane's value to Tottenham is worth more than £100 million, in my opinion.
You could say so. I mean, I think you're lucky to get 100 million in this climate, man.
That's the thing. Yeah, you have to touch that.
I just feel like you're just lucky to get it in this climate, man. I mean, even what's it called? Jadon Sancho, Man United.
The real question is, how many years does Kane have left on his Tottenham contract?
Didn't he sign like a 5-year deal about 2 seasons ago?
You got 3.
Yeah, 2 seasons ago he signed a 5-year deal.
Then you get more money.
But do you want to have a player at your club that doesn't want to play there anymore? At the risk of losing the transfer? Because if Man City say, you know what, we're going to pull out, what do you then do as Spurs? Do you then say towards the last weekend of the window, all right, we'll take your 100 million if you're still up for it? Because really, keeping Kane, like, I don't want to say it's not beneficial because obviously it is to have a player of that quality, but really and truly, for what it's worth, couldn't they just take the money and reinvest in that squad? Because my God, that squad needs reinvesting.
It does.
You know, 100 million plus his wages are gone. You know, they're like yours basically, and you got to just revamp that squad because it is a treacherous crime, that squad. It's awful.
But again, Pete, it starts from the top, right? You're gonna need a manager that's gonna integrate these younger players into the side and start again. So like, yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, obviously, in the group, we're saying right. Obviously, let's say you get Eddie Ward and Dakar combined for what, 50, 60 million, whatever. And then obviously you get other little bits and pieces. That's all nice and cute, but we don't want another. If I'm a Spurs fan, I'm thinking, well, I've seen what's happened in 2013, where I've sold my best asset for a lot of money. I've just pissed up the wall. So it is a tough one because for me, like Harry Kane, he is Tottenham Hotspur. So to replace that, it's going to be tough.
It is going to be tough. Big up Filthy Fellas. Man said David looks like loons. Big up the Filthy Fellas nonetheless. Yeah.
Man, like loons.
He didn't say he looks like. He just said he is. David is our loons. Still.
Is our loons.
Apparently,
man. Let's go to Cloud. I can't do it. What was I going to say? It's... I don't know, man. Maybe that's why these managers stop coming, because they've, Levy's probably giving them the heads up. Oh, by the way, you're going to lose Harry Kane. They probably said, well, then what's Tottenham Hotspur? What is Tottenham Hotspur without Harry Kane? What, Son and Bergwijn? I mean, with all due respect, Son is good, but you look at the rest of that team, there's nobody in that team you would take that you want. Maybe Ndombele, and you're just going based off what he did at Lyon, not at Spurs. You know, ones like even then you're just hoping we can get the Lyon version. Son you probably take. Huh?
It's a couple of years back now.
There you go.
Hello?
There you go. I think they're just I don't know.
It's over.
I want Spurs in the mud, man. I want them to go back to how they were in the 90s when I grew up. And
Holston Pills. I want Holston Pills.
They're just not a team that we ever talk about again. I would love that.
Hewlett Packard.
They're in the Conference League. I don't even see them winning that.
Guys, you know how funny that is, blood? They are in the Europa Conference, blood. That is funny still.
Yeah, I need Spurs in the mud. I need them in the mud, personally.
You need Spurs in the mud?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know, man. I genuinely do not know. It's yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, you see Spurs, I can see them buying Danny Ings for like £50 million.
They would, did it? They really would.
It's such a Tottenham thing to do.
It is such a Tottenham thing to do. Do you think it will go over the line at this current stage? £100 million plus a few add-ons and probably a City player as well.
After the Euros.
The fact that they've made this bid so early on, I can see it happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's it.
What was I going to say? The knockouts begin officially on Saturday. Do we want to do a pod before that?
Why would we?
Because then we'll have teams, and they officially start this Saturday. Because we'll have teams knocked out by then. That's what I'm saying. By the next pod.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is, if we were to do it before then, our next... What are you talking about, doing a pod before the round of games?
Yeah.
And then wouldn't that just be in 2 days? Because I swear there's only one game of fixtures left. Like 1 day of fixtures left. Tomorrow is France's group, and then it's done.
I say round the 16 doesn't start till the weekend.
Yeah, because there's a big gap in between.
There's a break.
Oh, what, between now and then?
So the last games is on Wednesday. That's Group F. That's the last game.
Yeah, I said tomorrow.
And then you got Thursday, Friday. There's a break, and then Saturday is the start of the knockouts.
I don't know, mate.
Yeah, my bad, Ross. Like, there's two more match days, and then that. We'll discuss it in the group, I guess. We're unsure.
We'll get back to you.
Depends what you're doing. Yeah, depends what everyone's doing Friday night. Friday.
It's Friday night.
You know what I'm saying? If Mandem are available on Friday night, or will you lot be at the Shubs? I don't know. We will decide then. But I guess we can get some predictions of the final group games that are the 2 match days you said, yeah? So tomorrow, Croatia vs Scotland. Let's go quickly, Oscar.
I'm going for a Croatia win. It'll be a hard-fought game from Scotland, but I think they'll do it.
Scotland. Robinho.
Scotland are going home. Oh, they're not even going home. They're just going back to their yard.
Go back to the crib. Man. AD.
I'm going draw.
Draw. Who's going through, Scotland or Croatia?
Both of them get knocked out.
Oh!
Wow. That's what it would be if it's a draw.
That'll be true. Yeah, both of them are out.
Yeah, they'll be them ones. David, Croatia, Scotland.
The Scotland, bruv. Let's go for Scotland.
Come on, you Scots. Let's go through with the Scottish. We're going to get there with the Scottish. All right, Czech Republic against England. Who's going through at Wembley?
Funny thing is, I see a draw.
Oh
no.
Patrick Schick on fire. Yeah, on fire.
My man's golden boot at the moment, ain't he? Or is it now Rom?
It's Big Rom, surely. Big Rom and Christie. Big Rom, Schick.
No, it's a 3-way tie at the moment.
Go on. Big Rom, Schick and Christie.
And Wijnaldum, the PSG player, not Liverpool anymore.
Whoa. Slow down.
No, you man sold him, bro.
You see Memphis Depay, bro. He's cruel, bro. Man started lifting the Barca shirt mid-tournament, you know. Mid-tournament, bro. This guy's tweeting, "Oh, it's my dream." Brother, just stick to the pad, yeah?
Hey, he did. He came out today and he put in a Barcelona-worthy performance.
Barcelona of what year? That's the real question. Oscar, Czech Republic, England.
England win. I think 2-0. I gave my prediction earlier.
Oh, come on, England, bruv.
AD.
England.
Lads, hopefully we can be on a having a good time, if you will, tomorrow night. Wednesday, Slovakia, Spain. Who's going through? Who's winning that one?
Okay, that's Spain probably.
Slovakia. Please.
Everybody wants Spain in the mud. Why do we not like Spain? What's the reason?
They're trash.
No, it's because they're not serious. They're not serious.
But we're here for Germany. But we've got time for Germany.
Yeah, for me, it has nothing to do with
I don't have time for Germany.
I don't
like
have time. And I have never liked Spain. Muddy.
Never liked Spain. So what, even the tiki-taka era, you didn't like Spain?
No.
Holy smokes.
They're my least favorite.
That was their happiest time.
They're my least favorite world champions of all time.
Football was taken to another level by that nation.
Peter, you know why I don't like them? Because they introduced false nine to the mainstream.
Yeah, I will give them that. That's a massive red flag on their part. I'm with you on that one.
And then Brendan brought the Prem.
And then what, Brendan? Did you say Brendan?
Yeah.
Slovakia, Spain, guys. Let's get a score prediction.
Slovakia. I'm backing the Slovaks.
Yeah, it's a draw. I think it will be a draw. I don't see Spain scoring.
Yeah, I'm going to go draw. Mad, are you being dumb, blood? Oh, no, bro.
What?
Mason Mount and Ben Chua have to self-isolate.
Yeah, where have you been?
Where have you been, brother?
To be fair, he wasn't here at the beginning. You weren't here. Yeah, we discussed it first thing on the pod. So yeah,
so they can't play.
They can't
no.
Play. Well, that's going to spice up the midfield now.
I was going to say that might be positive.
I think that means we see Grealish. It's unfortunate for Ben Chilwell because he hasn't even played yet. He probably would have played this game. But yeah, we'll see Grealish, I think, then.
AD, who did you say Slovakia, Spain?
Spain.
Oh, she's so dead, bro.
Come on, Slovak. Handshake. Come on, Skriniar.
Come on.
Come
Wait,
on.
Question. I get confused. Like, what's Slovakia? What's Slovenia? I don't have handshakes on Slovenia.
Hey,
No,
Yeah, they're two different countries.
Handshake
They're
is
just two different.
Slovakia.
You Slovakia? Are you sure? With Miles Go.
With the skirts, yeah, with the skirts. Let me see. Let me go. Slovenia. I want to see if there's anyone even worthy. Slovenia. Same colours on their flag. If that's
It's the same thing.
that's it. Oh, steady.
Whoa, whoa.
I do not want a Slovenian anywhere near me, fam.
What?
This Euros has been dry. Hopefully,
It's Slovakian, yeah.
I've personally really enjoyed it, man. I have.
I love group stages of all tournaments. Group stages are the fun. They're the fun ones.
I always prefer the knockouts, so I feel like the group stages.
I'm saying group stages is just the funniest part because that's where the most random stuff happens.
I'll tell you what, it's a good start, right? I looked at Slovenia's squad. It starts off with Jan Oblak. It starts very strong.
What the?
But then after that,
Still time for Adrian. Peter, why are we talking about Slovenia and Slovakia?
because he asked me the question about Slovenia.
Tournament.
I just wondering, is there anyone worthy of praise? And there's none, except for Oblak. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go Slovakia to beat Spain. Let's go. Sweden, Poland. Who's winning that one? I'm going Sweden. Oscar.
Poland.
Ooh.
It's a battle of strikers. Both their teams are crap. Yeah, it's a battle of Lewandowski, and I'm going for Lewandowski. So yeah, Poland.
What you're saying really is because they got Szczesny. That's why you're really saying that.
Hey, did you see Szczesny in the last game? You see what he was on? It was on banner. I was gonna phone you when I saw it.
I literally was like, Wojciech, what are you doing to me, man? For flip's sake. Adrian. Sweden, Poland.
I'm going Sweden.
David.
Poland.
And Robinho.
Sweden.
Later on that night, Germany, Hungary.
Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
Hey, Robin, get on Werner watching this game. It's his first goal. It's coming.
Yeah, right.
The watch is always there. I always have it.
Oh my days!
Against Portugal, so he had nothing to watch there. But it was
yeah,
good.
and guess what? They won convincingly. They scored 4 goals without him on there. Flipping out.
Robert, is the watch bust down yet? Like, when are you gonna bust down? You know what?
When am I gonna another watch? Nah, it's the Old Faithful. You know them ones, the Old Faithful. You need to keep. You treasure.
I'm gonna keep the Casio, fam. So I'll keep that Casio for a hot minute. AD, who you going for, man? Germany or Hungary?
Yeah, Germany. Yeah.
David.
Germany.
And Robinho.
Deutschland.
I'm gonna go with a draw, Jeff. I'm gonna go with a draw, Jeff. Portugal, France.
Not France. I didn't even get to speak about the fact, yeah, that this French team, yeah. You see the best team in the world, yeah. You see the favourites to win the Euros, yeah. Man, yeah.
You know what's coming.
This Kylian Mbappe and this Karim Benzema, like,
you know what's coming. He's bloody glasses.
Yeah, listen, Adrian. Do you know how much I've tried to chicane that conversation? My goodness.
How can you tell me Chelsea tinted glasses when they were the ones talking and they're not doing the business against Hungary? Griezmann saving them. We've had 2 games from Benzema. We've had no goals. Yeah, we've had 2 games from Mbappe. We've had no goals. Offsides don't count, lads. Sorry, no goals. All right.
Listen, Griezmann's dance saved it at the end of the day. That will do it for me. His goal and his little.
He's a saying. He's done a Fortnite dance at World Cup final.
And he won it.
Yeah, the thing is, he's short.
Yeah, you're right. You could do it.
He's short in the dance, and that's. I think he realised. Hang on, this is what we're hungry. What are we doing?
Who got the assist for Griezmann? Or was it
Mbappe? Kylian.
Was it Killy? Okay, yes, it was Killy. It was Killy. I mean, Ricochet. Ricochet.
Said Mbappe was on job. I know Mbappe's on job. I expect him to be on job. He's world class. But this man disrespected Oli. Yeah, this is the thing.
Yeah, but Ollie has to catch that straight, fam. Ollie catches that straight.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
What's
The last time Ollie came on before the Euros, man scored twice.
What did he do when he came on in this game? What did he do when he came on in this game?
What could he do?
Oh, okay. He couldn't do nothing.
Service. What does he complain about?
I can't lie.
What, Harry Kane?
Yeah? We love to love. It's friendlies don't count.
I like friendlies.
Okay. Well, let's do goal penalty for Mbappe and Benzema. What have they done in the Euros? Nilch.
Nish.
So,
But what has all the strikers done? Nish.
Drew came off in 10 minutes. You can't lump him in that.
But guys, how many of you lot wanted the ball to go in on Ndombele's first touch? You know when the ball came over the top and he smacked it and it hit off the post. I said, "Yo,
you call him Ndombele? That's brilliant."
I don't know why I call him that. Osman Dembele.
Yes,
and then I heard he's gone.
Oh yeah, poor Usman, by the way.
Yeah, what's happened to him then?
I mean, he's out of the Euros because of his ankle injury.
That's horrible, man. That's what he came on. He lit the game up. I know. He came on, added a bit of a spark, did a bit of crosses, did a bit of dribbling, and then he has to walk off limping.
That's the story of his career, isn't it?
If the rumors are to be true about his off the field antics, keto, simple. That's another one. I'll say, listen, get on the treadmill. And then on some keto diet because the injuries are forever.
Okay, guys. So France are playing Portugal, right?
Portuguese.
If it's 0-0, let's say it's 0-0 because it doesn't look like France's strikers are really, you know what I mean. At what minute are you bringing on Ollie?
I don't bring him on. I bring on Lamar. I bring who else? Ben Yedder. I bring on Ben Yedder. I bring on Ben Yedder. Cuz are you mad?
Oh, come on. Yeah, no. But
that's a short-lived Euros,
bro. Portugal, if they're not careful, Portugal could knock them out.
No, I've got Portugal winning this game. Cristiano Ronaldo, I can't bet against. I can't do it.
Really?
I can't bet against. I can't bet against them.
What is the situation in Group F? I need to have a look.
So, let me tell you, France topped the group with 4 points. Germany on 3 points. Portuguese on 3 points. Hungary on 1 point.
Okay.
So if Portugal beat France, Portugal will have 6 points. France will be on 4. Germany will assume will beat Hungary. So Germany and Portugal will top the group. Will be the top two finishers.
And I'm assuming France is already through anyway.
They're not through.
As in the third place.
Yeah. I mean, if Hungary win, then no. And I said, man, like Peter Hopkins is on fire. What's the Hopkins? Hopkins.
Your past reputation, that's been your name, innit?
Hopkins.
Hey, you ain't giving us no Hopkins vibe. It's actually Barnes Hopkins, double barrel.
Yeah, listen. France will go through, bruv, if they lose, but they can't get bopped. If they get bopped, they go out, bruv.
Yeah, if Hungary win though,
4 points are through.
But what if Hungary win? Because Hungary go on 4 points.
-3, bro. Their goal difference.
But for them to win, they would have at least got a +1, at least.
Oh, Peter, if Hungary win, then Germany are out. It's not France that go out.
Well, what if France finish bottom?
They can't finish bottom if Hungary win. That's the point I'm making.
Why can't they?
Because Germany would only have 3 points, and they already have.
Yeah, that's true.
Nim said Ollie shouldn't be used as a sub. He should start. Well,
hell no.
In the World Cup,
no.
He score a goal. They criticised him for it. But if Benzi and Mbappe,
listen, if it's not Benzema, then it has to be Ben Yedder.
I'm actually joking. Them man are going to tear it up against Portugal.
Ben Yedder.
What's going on? Yeah, look, guys, prediction. Portugal, France.
La France.
Listen, La France.
Vive la France.
Portugal. Not Portugal, France.
You're going on Francais. Adrian.
Yeah, France.
Do Portugal go through them with everybody going with the France win except moi?
Oh, that'd be hilarious if they're out.
What, and Hungary go through?
Bad questions will be asked.
Yeah, listen, if Portugal are to lose, they have to lose 1-0. That is it. At least have a goal difference of 0, and they'll be the best for third place team. At least that. They have to at least do that, man. We can't play games.
SW6 said Benzema every day of the week. I bet he listens to K Coke.
Listen to K who?
K Coke.
Yeah, and what? Listening to K Coke's hard. What are you talking about? Northwest.
It looks like Benzema, isn't it? That was
Northwest.
Do you think Italy stand chance once they face bigger teams? No. And I think it's going to be really, really funny when Italy go out.
Oscar, come on. The question is, do they stand a chance? Yes. Come
Well,
on.
Okay,
Everyone stands a chance. If that's the
You
question.
said no. You literally just said no.
okay, so there are three spots left because Switzerland is a guaranteed advanced
Really?
in third place. Yes, according to the Wikipedia, they have advanced.
How,
Yeah,
man? They're -1, bro.
It's because everyone else in that
But they're on 4
Third place
points,
place.
aren't they?
they're on 4 points.
Yeah. Everybody else will qualify with 3 points. At least Switzerland will have 4. So yeah, it is except for that Spain group, Spain, Switzerland, it's all naff.
So Ukraine and Finland have played 3 times. They have 3 points. Portugal haven't played. They have 2 points, and the other lot have 2 and 1, which is Spain and Croatia.
Yeah, it's all peak, man. It's all peak, man. It's all peak. But yeah, those are the predictions, man. Hopefully we shall see what happens. It should be entertaining, ladies and gentlemen. And we will be back. We may be back before the knockouts start, but we'll definitely be back on the Monday. That's for damn sure. But until then, people, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share the video. We are available on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram, all at Top 4 Podcast, on the Twitter as well. And we'll try and keep active on there as well and communicating with all of you guys. With that, people, unless we've got any last few comments.
Nim said the only reason he wants France to win is for Rame la coupe à la maison.
Listen, that is true.
Best song
Best
ever.
I'm
song
going to Spotify now.
ever. And then the thing is, I need the live version. I need the one that was done in the Stade de France. Because once you've heard the Stade de France one, there's no turning back to the original. I can't go back to the original.
Like the beat is cold. So if you listen to headphones, the original is just as good in my opinion.
Nah, man. When you've got an ambiance, a crowd, when they're cheering with you,
I can't pick. You're asking me.
It's like being at WrestleMania. There is a pop. There is a pop. White, like black, everyone is singing.
It's like the Israel Houghton, you got the studio version.
Do you know, like there was unity. It didn't matter who you were, old, young.
Yeah,
everyone was singing.
And the brother, whoever got that translated in English, those lyrics, is a G, because you then realize, my God, this song is even better. It's better than what it was in 2018. My goodness, what's a tune?
Like they can't say that. That's like the hook.
No, it's the content.
Uncle Pepsi.
That tune from start to finish is our bangers, fam. It's our bangers. Fam. I'm not gonna lie.
Him said the part when they pause at Pogba's name and then Griezmann shouts something. I don't know what it is.
You know what it is? It could be the N word. We don't know.
Yeah,
but it could have been.
No, he's done blackface.
We've seen blackface. Listen, you can't put it past him. And I think in the English translation, somebody put in there just says Bants. I think it's Griezmann.
Yeah, Bants from Griezmann.
Bants from Griezmann. Yeah, it's hilarious.
But when I listen to the studio version, I say whatever Griezmann says in that bit because it goes so. It's a perfect ad-lib.
That's because we've just been saying best anti-Semitic words.
I've been playing that song since 2018, and now it's back relevant again. What a tune!
I can't. When I went to France, like shortly after the World Cup, that song was on repeat.
What I would have done to be at the Stade de France when they done it. When they done that, man, like that is a big rhythm. But then like towards the end of the song, like everyone gets dead lyrics though. Like Griezmann gets a dead end. So
let's be real. All the white players get dead music. Like Griezmann, Giroud,
Kimpembe.
But even the kickoff with Samuel Mtiti, I said, yes, this is where we are. This is how we land. I said, there we go. We start.
I love that
Mtiti
song,
one
man.
is banging.
I love that song.
It is banging.
Kylian Mbappe.
Elbow cough.
I can't even listen to that now. You man.
Spotlight's got it up.
Listen, the Stade de France version only. I can't even listen to the Spotify one. Obviously, other platforms are available. Title. But yeah, no, AD, you're bookie. What was that dance? Who remembers the word bookie?
I've not heard that word in a very long time.
That's been mad. That's
I
been
was
mad.
doing, I was doing I remember now.
Oh,
Watch
that's a
it
good
back.
tune.
Watch it back, and why watch it back? Like, share, and subscribe, people. 110 subscribers. We love that.
No! Thank you for the 110, man. We appreciate each and every single one of you. We'll be back live.
bro.
113, bro. The 113, you get me? Edgware, what is it? North Finchley to Baker Street, you done know.
Yeah.
Make sure to keep it locked. We'll be back before you know it. With that said, people, peace.